Yeah, fucking
There it is, baby.
Baby.
Sorry, I have corona.
No, that's. Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Cool, dude.
I
Get
have
it out of the
corona.
way so you don't have to worry about it.
Oh my
It's
leg.
like when you both have HIV, you don't have to worry about wearing rubbers.
That's not true. Don't spread that around. You actually do still have to worry about
Are we
HIV.
rolling?
Are we?
Fuck, on my own podcast. And I upload it.
You're like, it doesn't really matter if you both have HIV.
I'm like, this is a hatchet job. You go, this is your own podcast. What do you mean? You did it to yourself. Thanks for being here, Andrew Santino.
Thanks for having me, Fahim Anwar.
I did Whiskey Ginger.
Yeah, you did. You came. You did probably.
I did you a huge favor by doing Whiskey Ginger, and then your numbers just shot through the roof.
It was actually you.
Yeah, it's called the Fahim effect.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Never heard of it before.
Okay.
I've never heard of it before, but good God, will I take
your
note of it now.
YouTube numbers.
Everything
beg
went
to
through the
differ.
roof because of you.
Thank you.
You did mine. I want to say you were like the fifth episode I ever did.
Really?
Something like. Well, no, we filmed it, right?
Yeah.
So
on
it had to
YouTube.
been no. So if we filmed it, it had to been higher. Let me look right
And
now.
that's
though,
one of
just
the
for
rare
fun.
instances where, like, most of the YouTube comments overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, they are. I
For
know.
some reason,
Well,
they
that's
love our chemistry,
because
man.
you're very lovable. Look,
I'm
because I
alright.
only started filming at like 8 maybe 7 or 8.
You were
And you were 9.
I
You were
see.
number 9. Brent Morin was before you, and honestly, he did such a bad job.
Yeah, you almost lost the pod.
I thought it was going to break down. I got a call from Apple, and they were like, "We can't put this up anymore." And I said, "Really?
Well, because normally they let anybody upload, no matter how dog shit it is. Like,
Not
there's
when
no
you put someone
standards.
like Brent on. No.
So they almost stopped you from uploading altogether,
Mhm,
just
they
based off
almost-
of Brent Morin's.
Brent Morin
the
is what
comedian
totally
and actor.
yeah, comedian
You
actor.
can IMDb.
You can look him up. He's
You could Vox or what is it? Dox him too. Get all his info. His like,
you can
address.
dox Morin.
Dox Morin.
He just did such a he did such a good job, but for some reason, people just can't stand him.
Yeah.
People, and that's fine.
Isn't that weird when like acting stuff or whatever, like you get to a certain level and then they test it. They'll show an episode of something and then they just focus group it.
Ugh.
And you may think it's arbitrary, but then they're like 90% of people just hate this one person. You go,
For
oh,
no
that's
reason.
Weird.
Dude, it's crazy. I did my very first sitcom I ever did for ABC. They
Which one? Mixology.
Mixology, yeah.
Okay.
They tested a girl and they replaced her.
Yeah.
But she got the role. She did all the things.
That's all part of it, though. You know, you
Yeah,
can
but
sort
that's
of
really
you could take it
sad.
personally. Yeah.
That's sad. Well, you have to take it personal. How could you not? It's
Uh,
about you. They didn't hate anything else.
They'll
but
go,
you.
yeah. Who's this coming from? And they're like a pool of 2,000 civilians
I'm like,
in a focus group.
So it has nothing to do with me. It's actually specifically you. They didn't
How
like
did everyone
you.
else test? Through the roof.
Through the roof. They love the show. You did very, very poorly.
Okay.
Anyway, good luck out there.
What take did you show? All of them.
The whole show. They watched episode 1 through 30.
We even showed them your back catalog of stuff that you've created, your passion projects, and they didn't care for that either.
We showed them so much stuff that we just said, well, maybe that's not it. We kept going. We spent 4.5 days
We showed
with
them baby photos of you, and they were vomiting.
They downvote
And-
your
and
baby.
Yeah,
photo.
you had no,
No.
POV. You had no.
Yeah. Anyway, kill yourself.
That'd be funny. Focus grouping babies.
I would love that, by the way. But you know, because most babies don't look. I'm hard pressed to
Did you
admit
grow into your?
I was a
current-
weird looking baby.
Yeah.
I'm a weird looking adult, but I mean, like, at least it leveled out. I look like more like a guy now, a human now.
Mm-hmm.
Babies are alien. Like, I don't like. You know, most people show you their baby, and you're like, I don't know. You only can say cute.
I'm just like, yeah, that's a
it's
baby.
cute because it's a new life.
You know what my favorite thing is now? Like I've been noticing this trend on Facebook and like Instagram is where like the newborn's in the crib and then they have a whiteboard and they're like, my mom's taking good care of me and I love my dad.
Oh, I hate it.
I want one where
So
it's like
much.
translating like humans will suffer for the for all the crimes that they've committed. The streets will flow in blood and the baby's just like this.
If it's a whiteboard behind them, and it's just got a laid out plan on how to take over
Yeah,
the world.
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
Pinky in the
Like
Brain.
world domination
Right,
and just
right,
all this
right.
occult shit.
Continue poisoning water in Flint. You're
Right,
like, is that
yeah.
baby? Is
Uh-huh.
that baby doing that?
Yeah, and it's like gays shouldn't be together. Like, all from this
It's a
baby.
homophobic baby.
They go, yo, why would you write this on the whiteboard? Like, I did it. The baby.
I came in the room and it was like that. We didn't even put that up. He put it up.
Mhm.
Dude,
He's just
speaking of
holding the pen.
homophobia.
Brent Moore.
Brent,
You
we're
just go back
shitting
to-
on Brent the whole time. Brent's a great guy, great actor, great
Yeah.
comic. We take it. We
love
just
Brent.
are
Then he
messing
has
with
his
our
own
friend.
podcast called Lion's Den with Jason
The
Collins.
Lion's Den, that's right. But listen to this, not that.
Yeah.
And I was in, what am I doing? Philly. And I go to a bar with a couple of friends before the show. And he said, oh, what would you like? And I said, oh, can I just have an old fashioned? And he goes, yeah, sure. And I said, what kind of bourbon or whatever do you use? And the guy says, kind of just house stuff. And I go, can I pick something else? He goes, oh, yeah, sure. I said, can I bullet bourbon? And I'm not kidding, without any sense of sarcasm. He just goes, they're homophobic.
Bullet bourbon?
I swear to God on my life. And my buddy Vin is sitting next to me, and he goes, what? And I was like, what? What do you mean? They're home? I was like, are you kidding? Like, I think he's joking. I can't really tell because he's so deadpan.
Sure.
And he goes, yeah, they're homophobic. You don't know that? And I go, I don't know that. I've never heard that before in my life. And he goes, yeah, well, this bar is owned by a gay couple, and you're in a predominantly gay neighborhood, so we don't serve that shit. Like, he was so...
Whoa, like, how are you supposed to know this shit?
So heavy-handed about it. Dude, it was almost like he was talking down to me, like, shame on me.
Like, you should have known.
Yeah, I was like,
how
what?
dare you?
I've never... By the way, you've never heard it?
I've never heard this shit.
My buddy Vin was like, what? My buddy Frederick was like, I don't know.
In his mind... You just came from like a gay hate rally.
And I did, but he didn't know. How did he know that?
How would he
I took the jacket off before.
He wouldn't know that.
Yeah, but he was so adamant about it. And of course, we looked it up. And 3 years ago, I guess the daughter of the people who own the company, the family, had come forward and said they don't accept her, or they don't promote her in the family business or whatever. They don't like.
So she's...
I don't know how to say it. They don't like. They don't invite her to certain functions or whatever.
So they don't approve of her lifestyle, and she's like
approve. Sorry, I'm so dumb. They don't approve of the lifestyle. They don't like. They don't like hate her, and they're not like but they don't let her. I guess she's
but that's so nuanced. How the fuck would the average person?
How would I know that? Also, why? But I did say this in retrospect. It's like I understand why two gay owners of a bar would be like, I'm not serving that stuff because of principle. Like that's their choice, whatever. But I also think like. This is what's wrong with America in the sense of like we think we know, we've got like the inside scoop, and like that makes them feel good, but you're like, dude, this thing, this is made by Chinese kids,
right?
Slaves who kill themselves at a high rate every year, so much so that Apple had to go do something about it.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about? These jeans are probably made by some, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
how
my
far
biggest
do you
beef. Is like
how
many things could you have and I guess their answer would be like, well, we're just going to do what we can because you can't control everything. We'll control what we can. I understand that, but like the hypocrisy is unlimited. It's like your whole bar probably has tons of stuff in it that
you'd be like, look at these tables. It was made by this German company, and then
how would you know?
Yeah.
But also like whoever makes the company that designed the bottom of these Adidas, they could be be homophobic too. I don't know.
I think there's a way for that bartender to do it. If he could be like, look, this bar is owned by a gay couple, and the views are blah, blah, instead of like.
Yeah, he like shot me about it. Well, here, let's. I'll show you how it really should have gone. Play it out. You're me. Order it. Ready?
Hey. Hey, man, I'm thirsty.
Oh, you're thirsty,
my brain to go on the fritz a bit.
Okay, you're okay. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want to drink?
Just alcohol.
Okay, we have lots of alcohol. What would you like?
I like guns.
You like guns?
Bullets.
Oh, bullets. Okay.
Bullets.
Oh, you want bullet bourbon? We don't serve that here. Bye. Get out. Get out.
That's a typical day for you.
That sounds like me. He could have just gone. He could have literally just said, "We don't have it," and I would have gone, "Okay."
Oh,
that would have been the exact same thing. No.
Well, yeah. Honestly,
I don't have it. We don't have it.
Because why would they even carry it? That could be their own like side, caddy thing.
Just say we don't have it.
Right.
Like there's bars that have things that
it's almost like they want the story.
He enjoyed saying it to me for sure, and he wasn't gay. Because I tried to fuck him and he wouldn't have sex with me, and I was like, "Wait, what a loser!"
He should have shown how progressive he was by allowing it. Like, how do you know until you do it?
And now when I have gay friends over at the house, I serve on bullet on purpose. I'm getting it on video, and I'm going to post it.
It's like a hate crime.
Yeah.
You go, "How do you like that bourbon?" They go, "It's really good."
Oh, is it?
You're drinking bullet.
No! They just light on fire,
and they get kicked out of the gay community.
It's
sort of like their pork.
It's an out but back in magazine.
They go, "Get back in.
Get back in. You're not allowed in here."
You end them.
I end them. I end them out. I end them right out. I just couldn't believe the. It's that kind of thing. Like put me in a weird. And then I thought about it all day long. I was like,
you're like, did I fuck up?
Well, how do you know? How do you know Jack Daniels makers aren't? How do you know? I mean, like.
Well, I guarantee you, everyone in the spirits industry.
I mean,
it may not be the most progressive people in the world. You think the guy making the XXX moonshine is
right.
progressive?
Well, it'd be really fun.
Yeah,
that's a good sketch.
I love my son. He distills it triple, and it tastes good. He
fucks
guys
up here in the woods,
it don't affect the moonshine.
Up here in the Appalachian Mountains, dude. I believe in three things. I believe in God, liquor, and the freedom to marry whoever you want to marry.
Yeah. You can fuck whatever you want to fuck so long as
care.
this come out tasting just right.
I don't care. I support my gay son. I love my gay son. I go to gay rallies I mean, look, we're being very
Once he stops making
stereotypical, but
moonshine,
it's real.
I have no son.
Yeah.
Once he stops making this moonshine,
That's it.
oh, yeah.
That's it. Well, I just think, like, how do you... I mean, I've joked about this before. Jack Daniels is in a town called Lynchburg, Tennessee. Lynchburg, Tennessee.
You know,
what more do you need to know?
Scrooge McDuck lives in Duckburg. do you think that they're close?
They're right next to each other. Duckburg is actually right below Lynchburg.
Oh, that makes sense.
And the only reason Scrooge McDuck didn't get... Because he's...
because of the money. Because of the Tower of Money.
Well, he's also a white duck.
Oh, that's
He's an
true.
all-white duck, yeah. He got away with living. He
And
should have been living.
Launchpad helped him out of a binge a lot of times.
Get me out of here!
You know, we're very rare comedic minds where we can combine Lynchburg and
DuckTales.
DuckTales.
And DuckTales.
Darkwing Duck was a completely different thing. When you're in trouble, you call DW.
Why was he so bad, by the way?
Oh, why black?
Dark Duck.
Oh, yeah, what Darkwing? Oh, fuck.
One day there's a great rapper named Sage Francis who.
Oh yeah, okay.
One of my favorite quotes. He says, it was about 9/11. It was a song about 9/11 called "Makeshift Patriot," and he says, "That's exactly what they attack when a typically dark-skinned Disney villain used civilians against civilians and charged Trojan horses into our buildings." But the beginning is so potent that he says, that's exactly what they attack when a typically dark-skinned Disney villain. And I swear to God, it was like burned into my brain as a high schooler. And then I would just notice that every single cartoon, Disney, Nickelodeon, whatever, all the villains were dark.
Oh, really?
Not black,
Right.
but always darker than the
than
tone.
hero.
Scar from Lion King was darker than all the other lions. Even if it wasn't black and white, what's her name in Little Mermaid? She's purple. She's purple, and they're all different colors,
Yeah.
but she's the darkest version of purple.
Did you see the live remake of Aladdin?
No.
Oh, I did.
Wait, it was on like NBC or something?
No, it was.
Wait, what do you mean in theaters? Oh,
yeah, that
oh,
one.
I'm sorry. They're doing all this now where they're doing it on TV now. You know,
Oh,
they're
where it's
doing like
live?
live action. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're talking about the actual film.
Yes.
Yes.
And I had this epiphany because I think growing up, all the girls are into Aladdin, you know? But then when they get older...
Then they see you and they go,
No.
never mind. We'll go back to Prince
No.
Charming.
I think enough shit... Because that's like an altruistic world. Everything is black and white. They love Aladdin, right?
Mhm.
And I think they get older, and then especially they watch this live action, the new reboot of Aladdin, the one that Will Smith is in, and they see Jafar, and they kind of want to fuck Jafar.
Well,
and I
'cause
think it's got to
he's
be
cool.
a crisis. He's cool, and then they
Yeah.
realize their whole life has been a lie. Like, I say that I want an Aladdin, but I've been dating Jafars my whole life.
Yeah. That's so funny. That's so
And honestly,
true.
when you look at the movie and shit, you're like, Aladdin's corny.
Yeah, Aladdin sucks.
You know, like looking back on like when you're a little kid, sure you might be into Aladdin, because that's what the movie's wanting you to do.
Because it's supposed
But as
to
you get
represent
older-
you.
Jafar is way more nuanced. He's like a go-getter.
Yeah, he's a hustler.
He's a hustler.
He's got a lot of control. He's like power hungry.
I think that's why I've always been fascinated when you watch like these drug movies, like Narcos or whatever. For as bad as these guys are and all the shit that even mob shit, there's always some wonderful woman by his side.
Well, yeah, of course.
And
yeah.
just the amount women are willing to overlook for the security
but
and
men,
the power.
But men do the same thing. It's just men will be with women who they know are dangerous for them or not healthy for them.
I think both sides will do that.
That's what I mean. But
there's just something.
You're
when
attracted
when you
to
talk
chaos.
to murder and like maiming and shit. Just like the business this guy's in. Like this guy's going to whack somebody.
Sure.
Or he's gonna like this guy's.
It's like
gonna,
mob wives.
Yes, totally.
It's
yeah.
like they right away know, but like they said in
but they're able to like compartmentalize.
I think
because
I think it's sexy because the power is sexy.
A little bit.
Power is sexy, dude.
Maybe part of him's like he could be chopping my arms off, but he doesn't because he loves me.
Because I'm on his team.
I guess.
Yeah, I'm on the right team. I think all that stuff is fascinating to me. Over like what? Look, dude, I just watched on the plane. I just watched because I had a 6-hour flight back from Philly, the other side of I could have gone to London. I mean, when I think about that, I'm like, I could have gone from New York to London and then to Paris in the time it took me to go from Philly to here.
Or what?
We just live so fucking far.
Yeah.
We live it takes forever to get to the East Coast. But I was watching the Unabomber on Netflix. Did you watch that series?
Wait, when did that come out?
Must be recently because I just downloaded all of them and watched it. It's not good. It's just it's telling. It shows you that like it's disgusting. It really like opens your eyes that like he went to Harvard. At 16 he was a genius. Like he was a genius. Then he left and went and got his MBA and got his master's in God, I can't remember what. I mean, he was like, he was too smart for society, and he wanted to be a recluse. So he went to the woods in Lincoln, Montana on purpose to live away from everybody, just so he could build bombs, just so he said he could get revenge on society. I was like, but society did so much for you.
Yeah.
That's what's fascinating about these guys is they're like, it's a very...
To rebel against the
well,
thing
but
that
it's a
kinda got
very
you
like
there.
teenage mentality for a 28-year-old man to have. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've lived a little bit enough, and here's the other side of it. I can hear like my dad in my head being like, you know, like he always makes fun of college kids being this liberal mentality, like they want to save the world. Then they get out and they get a job, and they're like, wait, what, taxes? And you're like, yeah, the world's tough, right? See, it's expensive.
Yeah.
This guy never had a job. His parents paid for his entire life. He was basically like a poor incel who lived in the woods. And you're like, oh, you're just a spoiled brat. You were just a kid whose mommy and daddy helped him live this recluse life that he had. But he had no electricity, no power, no running water. Like, the creepiest thing, didn't have generators, nothing. And his whole goal was to sit in this cabin and make and learn pipe bomb chemistry.
And that's pre-YouTube, so that's kind of impressive.
That's very impressive. You had to read
whenever
books.
I want to learn something, like I have to type in how to build bombs on YouTube, and then I rewind it and stuff, and I'll slow it down.
I can't wait till this gets taken out of context and put on YouTube of you just saying, I want to build bombs on YouTube. You're fucked.
And I still...
The NSA is calling me right now.
These are jokes, guys.
You're going to jail.
No.
And you're going... No.
Well, I'm doing a show. I'm like, what else is in the news?
Come on
and
in.
they come arrest me.
He's here. No, we're talking upstairs.
They think I'm like Lenny Bruce because of my bad language. They go, no, he's building pipe bombs. I'm like, am I too real? They go, no, look at the pipe bombs you're building. I'm like, oh, okay.
I didn't know.
Why didn't you wait till I got off stage? Why do it in the middle of the show?
Because you're building pipe bombs. Yeah, but I mean, I'm not going to...
But I don't have them here.
They're not
Like,
on
my pipe
me.
bomb thing is here. Like, that's a separate thing than my stand-up career.
No, they're one
They're
and
on
the same.
parallel track. No.
They cut to you telling a joke. You're like, you guys ever blown up a person in public?
Just my set list is just it says pipe bombs over and over again. I'm like, what else do I want to do?
I'm going to be bombing
pipe
tonight.
bomb.
Pipe bombing. Fahim Anwar's new special. Pipe bombing.
Like no one shows up for obvious reasons.
You're like, what? They're like, Fahim, we couldn't
My
sell.
special?
We sold 2 tickcks.
Yeah.
It's 2 of
What
your,
network would like want that special though? Are you thinking hard because like you don't want to burn bridges with whatever?
Yeah.
How about Encore?
Encore would do it. Actually, Stars would for sure.
You know,
do it.
Stars is kind of coming up a bit with Power. I don't want to burn that Stars bridge.
What's Power?
50 Cent.
Oh, pass.
Dude,
I'm good.
you don't want that Empire demo?
I think I'm good. What's
You're
the
good?
demo? What does that mean?
Just urban flair.
You black people? Is that what you're trying to
What?
say? Urban flair.
Urban
Flair sounds like a white guy told you to say that. Just say urban flair. That's an urban
And it
flair.
goes, what's up?
When you shoot the gun, what it do? What up, son? Urban flair. No, I just think like those shows. Like
I watched Empire for like the first
I watched
season.
it for 5 seconds, but it was so drama heavy.
Well, it's like a soap opera. Once you realize what it
I
is,
don't like
then you
soap
can maybe.
operas.
Neither do I.
My show was a soap opera on Showtime, and that was too soapy for me.
I got tricked into thinking it wasn't.
Is
a
that a
soap
bomb
opera.
on the floor, by the way?
Yeah, it's a pipe bomb that I just put some aux cords into.
Just to make it look.
That's
This
my
is not
thing.
recording
Yeah,
at all.
yeah, this is just my thing. I lull my friends into a false sense of podcast, and it's really.
That doesn't look like a recording device.
Yeah, at the very end, I go, well, that's all the time we have.
That's all the time he had.
And no, it's us because I.
Oh, you're gonna die too.
No, but then I come back to life for every.
Oh right.
I have
right,
like a
right,
mystical
right.
thing going on.
Yeah, you are mystical the rapper more than anything else.
I saw him at SNL one time.
Did you go in the audience to hang out?
Well, I wanted to watch it from the crowd, but it was too packed. So I watched. This is when Nick Rutherford was a writer on it.
Yeah.
You know, so I got to like watch it from where the writers right in his office a bit, and then we were trying to go down. This is like Bruno Mars was it Mark Ronson or Bruno Mars? So I wanted to see Uptown Funk, I think.
Well,
but we missed that.
Mark Ronson made Mystical's new comeback album.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But Mystical is also in a Bruno Mars track. So he
Right,
played
because they're all kind of like because Bruno and Mark Ronson are like
they worked together
homies,
on
yeah.
his album. So we missed the first live performance, but we were able to go down to the floor and watch the second one. And Mystical's performing. So that was pretty cool.
He was doing that Feel Right, wasn't he? I feel good.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Yeah.
Dude, that song is so good. It's so underrated.
Mystical is related to Master P.
I mean, I don't know, but I know that like
Hey,
somehow all
comments,
those guys
let us
in
know if they're
yeah,
related. We don't want to Wikipedia.
somehow all those guys in No Limit had ties. But Mystical, he went away for prison for something bad, right? Didn't he beat the shit out of some chick or something?
I heard pipe bombs.
He was doing pipe bombs too.
Yeah, everyone's doing it.
Everyone's doing them, dude.
Everyone's
Catch up.
doing it. What a
Mystical was
nerd.
amazing. That whole No Limit crew was
Dude,
fucking great.
Remember No Limit? I
See
feel
Murder
like they
also
broke
went
out.
away.
They broke out just from like the covers of their shit was so different than everyone else's.
Well, that's
Remember
why
when I was a
loved
kid,
them.
like I loved, growing up with the 90s hip hop and shit, and the covers just like no one was doing that.
The
where you
cover
would-
art, but not only that, they spent the extra money. This was kind of fascinating. But Master P is a genius businessman. They spent extra money on the physical casing. They didn't use the same kind of clear plastic. They would use like rigid orange casing or green or yellow. Like it would felt physically different than a normal CD case. It was same size, but it was like different kind of plastic. I was always fascinated by that. And then when you're a kid, you don't know any better. But then you get older, you're like, oh, that's just genius marketing.
Totally.
He just realized that it
like
was like
something to separate from the pack of.
Because the cover art itself, even if you had a great art on your CD, it was still just another CD in a thing. But those things were bright. They were always bright colors. They always had.
And they were embossed a little bit too.
Well, they were superficial. You could touch. They were like you could touch them. They always had like, it always had like a sheen on top of it. But like if they were coming out of it, they were superficial to the case. They physically felt like they were coming a bit above it. I was fascinated by that, dude. I like something about that era of hip hop that changed. They commercialized hip hop to a degree that was like.
But also
now they became famous.
There's less of that nowadays because we used to live in such a much more tactile world where you would actually go to the record store, see the cover. You could do fun things like that to stand out. Now everything is digital. So all the equivalent of that has to be a digital move. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder what's the way to pop out. I mean, I guess there's still like the same outlets that existed for a long time. Like XXL has the freshman, their freshman class that they kind of elect, and that becomes the new kid that they focus on sometimes in the hip hop world. But other than that, there is no like. It's hard to see these guys visually unless somebody sends you a YouTube video.
Yeah, there's no
like,
physical way to stand out, like say No Limit was able to back in the day.
Yeah, I mean,
or even baseball cards
music
with
videos
with like sticks of gum in it or something. I mean, just no one really cares about baseball cards anymore. But
it's so sad, dude. When you look up how much they're worth.
These things that when you were a child you thought was going to be your retirement policy is
You're like, how much is this Jordan? Michael Jordan rookie card. They're like $85. You're like,
they go, the gum is actually appreciated.
yeah. Do you still have it? You're like, I ate it right away.
No, I ate it.
That's probably true. That's like the one. Oh, always those collectors that don't take stuff out of a box. That's who really gets, because they'll end up being like not the thing, but the box itself is worth the money.
Yeah, when you take it on Antiques Roadshow, they're like, the cards are worthless, but this box.
Yeah, there was a guy that had a World War I Rolex. And it was, and to get the box with the watch was non-existent, and his father kept the box in perfect condition, and he was like, "Yeah, I just loved the watch as a memento, but I never wore it." And he's like, "You just kept it in the box all the time?" He's like, "When my father gave it to me, I thought it was just like a, like a memento from him." And the auctioneer was like, "This is unbelievably rare." I mean, he's like, "There may be a couple hundred of these left on Earth."
Jeez.
Of the physical boxes.
Did he say how much it was worth?
Yeah, it was like it was 5 digits. I mean, it had been around $20,000 or $30,000 for this watch that at the time I think only cost $500 or something like that, or whatever.
Not bad.
It's good for a thing that just was in your house.
Yeah.
An old vintage Rolex. Yeah,
my brother has a.
Maybe it was more. I don't really remember, but he was blown away because he thought nothing of it. It was kind of a very minimalistic watch. There was nothing really to it. It was like he was a soldier in the war, and his dad said when they were in Germany, certain guys in the troop.
They gave Rolexes to everybody.
They just gave them out. Yeah.
Like,
but I guess the lieutenant had said, like, if you have enough money, buy one of these because they'll be worth a lot of money someday.
What Kevin Christie's always, he's a big watch guy. And he's just saying, get a Rolex. It's like parking money. Like it's not going to go down that much. Some of them actually appreciate, like the Submariners I hear do.
Yeah, I used to love watches. I kind of go back and forth over loving watches. I don't know what I like anymore. I don't think I buy anything anymore. You don't really buy anything.
Yeah, not really.
We're the same kind in that regard.
My biggest thing is like food. I don't cook enough. So that's my Achilles heel.
I don't care. I don't want to cook.
I don't want to either.
I don't want to cook.
But it's
But it's a waste of money.
I just know I could survive much cheaper if I cooked a little more.
Who cares?
I know.
It's like saying like
my mom doesn't like your attitude, dude. She's watching right now. You're a bad influence on me. Who cares? I should care.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Mom.
There you go.
Don't ever cook.
Yeah.
Dude, if I could go my goal is to make enough money where I don't have to cook again ever, that I can hire someone to do it for me. You kidding me? I want to get rich enough where I can hire a full-time chef. Why? Then they
Some
can
people
cook.
love cooking though.
But also,
good for them.
cooking you're a single man.
Yeah.
Cooking is very expensive unless you're eating the same meal over and over.
That's a good
It's
point.
actually not economical to do that.
Yeah.
If you're feeding a family, that's cheaper. But like for you to go get the supplies to cook all the time, every single week to go buy a ton of groceries.
It's a hassle, and it's one mouth to feed, and there's gonna be tons of leftovers, and it might go bad.
It's a waste of
And
money.
then I do the road, and then I got this leftovers. So
It's a
come
nightmare.
on.
The only reason it works, Fahim's mom, is if you are doing portions throughout the week and you cook one meal and then you eat it all week. But that's miserable. Like,
Yeah, what kind of existence is that, Mom?
is that what you really want him to have?
Yeah.
Is that how you want him to live? I can hear your mother yelling right now
know.
at the computer.
Yes.
That's what he should be doing.
Yeah.
Fahim.
She's supposed to be in a meal prep.
Does your parents were super disciplinarian, huh?
Well, I mean, there was discipline.
You
and
got
stuff. It
yelled
wasn't
at.
super, but it was like as I get older, I realized they weren't as hardline as I thought when I was younger. You know what I mean? Obviously, education was very important.
And that's too bad you didn't do it.
What?
Well, you went to UW, right?
Yeah.
Bad school.
I mean,
No, it's
ASU
come
guy
on,
over here.
Come on. It's a great school.
This guy,
It's a great school. And you went for?
engineering, mechanical.
No, you didn't. Tell them what you were there for.
Partying,
Now, you majored in partying, but you minored in
butt chug.
butt chugging.
Ladies
Are
and
they-
gentlemen, we'd like to give out our first diploma for butt chugging. Fahim Anwar.
I was doing it as a hobby at first, and then to be recognized with this piece of paper for something that just me and my boys did on a lark means a lot to me. And
Means
that
like a ton.
that I inspired like a whole generation below me to butt chug. Just you don't think
Literally
about that stuff
below
when
me.
you don't think you don't think about that when you're butt chugging. You're in the moment. But in hindsight, I'm grateful for the statue.
There's like two
This is
puns that you
me.
had to there. Hindsight, hind is good. But in hindsight,
No,
my
man,
hiney.
I'm a pun savant. I
There's
don't
guys
even
that are
know
so
what I'm
good
doing.
at punning. There's guys that
I'm
can
like
write a
Rain Man,
million-
but with
I can't do
puns.
it. I can't write puns.
I can, but it's like it
I
has-
can't-
it
I
has to be a
literally
real-
my
it
brain
has to be
doesn't
a
work like
really
that.
good. It has to be a really good pun.
All right, give me a pun.
I'm not-
Jump in a pun pool if I said like if the joke has to be about like The Rock's new movie, like a movie about The Rock or something. What's a shitty pun that you can throw out?
I don't know if it's a pun or if it's like a bad joke where it'd be like,
Give it. I know you have it.
some see the Rock as a diamond. I see him as more turquoise.
Oh my
That's
god.
that's not a pun though.
No, but that's
it has to be a.
yeah. It's got to be the play on the word. Either way, I
What
can't do
pun-
puns.
yeah.
Every time I'm put up to the challenge, people can do it. Some guys are so
I
good.
can't
at it.
will myself to pun, but if it's there, I can hit it.
Niet, not me. Niet.
Yeah.
Niet. I can't do it. I can't. There's something so hard about like certain guys have a knack for that.
But
they know
here's
how
the
to write
thing:
like
if
that.
the pun is bad enough, I'm not gonna do it. It has to be really good. Some people just, if the pun's there, they'll do it regardless of how bad it is or how eye rolling it is.
yeah,
It's got to come out. They have like pun Tourette's.
but that's because you're a stickler with material and stuff like that too. You're really good about like you're your
I
own
just-
worst critic.
Yeah, like
You are, man.
There's a bar for me.
We all talk about it.
What the fuck?
All of us.
What? Really?
Yeah, we talk bad about you.
No.
Yeah. Yep.
What's the worst thing you guys have said about me?
You're a material machine.
Mm.
You're very prolific. And I find sometimes you give up on jokes that I think you should keep using or keep doing, that you'll like throw it away.
Yeah.
You'll do a joke and you'll just toss it in the trash, which is so stupid. You know how dumb, that's such a dumb thing to do because it's
Yeah.
probably a good joke.
I guess part of from my POV is I have so much. It's like a river or whatever that I'll get bored. And I'm like, oh, this is. I don't know. Maybe I don't recognize that for as great as it is or something. Because I think this other thing down the pipe is really good too.
But the other thing might not be as good, or it might be just, you know.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is I hate all your stuff.
Fuck. You're prolific, but I hate all.
I
of
hate
it.
every single everything you put out.
Should I focus on
But
the
you are
puns?
you're probably your worst critic.
Yeah.
You're the worst more than anybody I know. Sorry, I'm tired. I'm not really tired. You know when you're just yawning because your brain doesn't know what's going on. I was flying around. I've been flying around the country every weekend. I've been on the road. Every weekend. And I have
Yeah,
like
you've been
20
touring
more
a lot,
weeks.
huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna die.
So is it every week?
gonna
you're
get
just-
COVID-19.
I was thinking about this. I had two sketch ideas. One of them was it's a talk show, and they go, everywhere you turn, you can't get away from this guy. Please welcome
Coronavirus.
And he has in a suit and he has all the things, and he's like, hey, what's going on?
He's like, hey, what's up? I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna look at it.
And then like the host is gonna shake his hand. And he goes,
Dude, on my flight to Philly, 70 people, 70. That's all that was on the plane. The
Dude,
flight attendant goes,
it's
"It's the lowest we've ever had."
luxurious.
Dude, when I went to LAX, I'm not
It's like Vanilla
kidding.
Sky.
Nobody was there. Dude, it was like contagion.
Dude, you could eat it like Wolfgang Puck Express.
Yeah,
Super
man.
fast.
I actually ate
Express
at
times 4.
what's it called? Rock and Brews, man. Sammy Hagar's place, whatever. No, and on the plane, Mike Tyson sat behind me.
And he goes, "Please don't cough."
Yeah, he of all people that you're like,
He had a gas
he's
mask
gonna
on.
beat it.
He
He's
goes,
gonna.
"I am not him. I am a different person."
Yeah. You're Mike Tyson. I can see your face tattoo behind that mask.
You know, two thoughts. Back to the COVID-19.
Mhm.
COVID-19 also sounds like a boy band. You
They are.
know?
They're
Like, please
K-pop.
welcome COVID-19. Oh, baby, I want to infect your lungs.
There's 19 people in the group.
Yeah. There's just like one girl with a gas mask out there.
Lungs. Do you?
Yeah. And she's
Do
like,
you? Do you?
infect me.
In fact, hey, he
Infect
spits
me.
right on her. She's like, oh my god.
COVID-19 Mall Tour 2020.
Coming to a mall. Coming to a Westfield mall near you.
Oh, and then
We're gonna be on poles.
hand sanitizer won't save you.
Sponsored by Purell. That's been the freak out. Look,
That is more. I think that is more
I
scary
probably
than
have
the
it.
actual disease.
I probably have it,
Well, that's cool. Thanks for bringing it.
but I mean, whatever.
Yeah, man.
Don't you think you're fine? I don't know.
We'll see.
I'd like to think if I did get it because of all this traveling I'm doing, it's like, well, that's that's what you get.
Part of it. That is because my mom. I've learned that my parents are a little more. They live scared.
Mm.
You know, I think their baseline is they live life fear driven a little more.
A lot of people do.
Yeah, but maybe that's also immigrant mentality too. Just, I mean, for them to do what they did and get here, I think that's a quality asset to have.
Yeah.
But just, I'm kind of like, what happens, happens. Obviously, I'll wash my hands and stuff, but I can't just live in a bubble in constant fear and avoid crowds and like, what life is that?
It would be. I think it would be. Are you okay? It would be tough. I think it'd be really hard to. I mean, look, I'm not going to stop any of the tour. I'm going to keep traveling, but they keep putting out all the stuff that's like South by Southwest canceled, like all this stuff's
Yeah.
canceled, and I'm like, damn. I mean, I get it, and it does scare me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Like there is portions of me that's like, but what am I? I don't know. Like,
Okay, well, yeah, what can you do?
what can you? This is a thing that you literally have no control over. If you got it, it would be. Like if you did all the right precautionary things, I don't touch my face and I'm not sharing stuff with people, it's like, well, then what else could you do? That's
Yeah,
like saying any
totally.
other day of your life, you just have to function.
It's made me realize how much I love touching my eyes
Really?
because I consciously try not to do it.
Do you have
because of this
contacts?
thing. No, I just love touching my eyes.
That's weird.
I'm watching TV.
Yeah. Fim, you want something to drink? 1 second. It's moving your
Yeah,
eyeball in
yeah.
your head. I don't ever touch my face that much. I don't like when people touch my face or I don't touch it. So
Doesn't really matter.
that's
for
not
you.
a big thing for me. But it is like, I was thinking about that, like, glasses from a bar or like a restaurant. It's like, how well were they cleaned? Like all that stuff is going to be a continuation of the same kind of,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you could be
do you get the flu shot?
sometimes, not all the time.
Did you this year?
No.
Me neither.
Oh,
We
are
should
we
have. I
fucked?
feel like we should have. Of all the years. They're like, did we learn? They're like, all they needed was the flu shot.
No,
Like,
but there's no vaccine for the COVID thing
yet.
yet.
They're getting it.
Yeah, just gotta track down the monkey.
It was a bat.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
They could track it down. We should all go beat up this bat.
He's
That'd be
dead.
cool. He's dead.
They ate him.
Okay.
It's a bacteria that came from the bat.
I was watching this Vox thing on YouTube. They'll explain things, you know.
Yeah. I hate those, but I watch them
I
too.
know. But I wanted to know, it says, why does so many viruses come from China? You know, like swan or bird flu or
Put up like a racist warning right here below right now.
This is Vox. This
Because
isn't
the
me.
Chinese.
No, they have these wet markets or whatever, which is
Mhm.
a bunch of different animals like snakes and
Yeah, it's disgusting.
yeah, and so they're all stacked on top of each other. So you get this. A lot of these viruses will spread from animal to animal, and then making the leap to human is kind of supposed to be a little difficult. But in these wet markets,
What do you mean they eat them?
yeah, there's
They
that.
eat these
yeah,
animals.
yeah.
So if you eat an exotic animal that most
So
people
we just
don't
need to
eat,
get more like Del Tacos in China, and it'll get rid of this thing.
yep.
Just a little more KFCs, El Pollo Locos.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah, this bat stuff has got to stop.
What if me and you franchise a bunch of Del Tacos in China? Fahim and
And then we
Santino
do-
quit stand up. They're franchising Del
I
Tacos.
love when like artists or they get so big in their own respective field that they think they could branch off and do something else.
Yeah,
Like it's time for me to do jazz.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it's time for me to open up Del Tacos in China.
And they're like, I guess people do that though.
No shit.
There's dudes that own like I just joked. What, Sammy Hagar? I think it's Sammy Hagar. He owns Gene Simmons owns like Rockin' Brews. It's like a bunch of bar. There's one in the airport for real, but they're all over Southern California, and it's like, why?
Tax reasons, I guess.
To hide more money?
Yeah, and if it takes
but
off,
but restaurants
great.
are usually such a huge financial drain. It's got to be a hit. It's got to be like Margaritaville for Jimmy Buffett's huge.
That's doing well for him, right?
I imagine it's in Vegas. It's all over the country.
There's one here too. I think City Walk has one.
That's where they belong.
Yeah.
With it away
again. That'd be great. I would love to just like take dates to Margaritaville all the time. And it's so out of the way. Yeah. And she's like a real like Beverly Hills type and goes clubbing and shit.
She's like, can we go to like Nobu? And you're like, I've got something better.
I've got something, and I blindfold her and I take her to Margaritaville. And that's my move every time. It's almost like my coming to America test.
They would love
like if she's still into me after Margaritaville.
Mm-hmm. Then you know.
Yeah.
They would love
like
it.
The person on stilts coming by, and I'm like, I love this place.
The parrot will say whatever you want it to say for $1.
Yeah, this is great.
I love you.
You just leave the parrot here all night.
While you're eating.
And I just put a stack of like $500 bills.
Pecking at her food.
Yeah, say this.
I think there's not enough love for those kind of restaurants though, because I got to tell you, once in a while when you go to one on the road, they're delicious.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I swear to God, dude. I had been. Me and Allie McCoskey went to a Chili's in maybe no, not Sacramento. Whatever. There was like nothing around. We go to eat at Chili's, and I was like, I haven't been here since I was like in high school. We go in there, we get those chips and that runny, watery salsa. It was so good though. It was just like, it was so terrible. It was so good. Do you know what I mean? Like the chips were like so thin they were see-through. You know, where it's just the oil. It's just oil that's somehow formed into a
Chili's,
chip.
They just have these pre-made things and they just boil it and then that's
it's microwave. You're getting microwave dinners,
yeah.
Which is what I realized we get in airplanes. When you get airplane food, you're like, oh, I just paid a ton of money for a microwave dinner.
Yeah,
I paid 5 times what a microwave dinner is worth. I can't do it anymore. I have to eat beforehand. I keep telling myself that. It's always gross. It's always
but
so
I'm not gonna
gross.
pass up. I kind of want to see what it's gonna be, so I'm like, I'll try it.
I don't. Not anymore. I'm so tired of it. I think once you eat it enough, you're like,
I know this movie.
It's gonna taste so gross.
So how's touring been?
It's fine. It's been great. No, it's been incredible. Honestly, it's been great. It's been like
because you're doing like small theaters now, right?
And clubs.
Okay.
I'm doing clubs certain weekends, small theaters certain weekends. Like I'm kind of jumping around.
So what's the thought behind doing some clubs and then also theaters? Is it just sort of depend on the town, or would you have done, or did you just want to sprinkle in some clubs as well because you like that?
I do like it. It depends on the club, to be very honest.
And is that like because these theater dates usually they're for one show, right?
Yeah, I do one show. Some of them I should have added a second show, but I didn't.
But it's hard to know because this is kind of like your first foray into doing these larger venues and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll know the next time around.
Yeah, this is part of it's like a feeler thing.
Yeah, this time I'm only doing one. You know, like Chicago.
Because it's already daunting to do, just even with the one dates.
Yeah.
Imagine when you were starting this tour, go like, no, I'm going to do 2 in the city. You don't know till you know.
I know. Even if we sold out, I was still hesitant. I was like, oh, God, I don't know if I want to do that. Like Chicago is this week. Or, well, I don't know when this comes out, but Chicago's, the 13th, and, like, I should have added a second show because we sold out pretty early.
Yeah.
But I just, like, I don't know. Something inside me was like, just leave it alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
I think you went for the even money instead of, because that would suck if you,
in
your mind, you're like, I don't want to do this thing, and then there's like nobody.
It's more of an ego thing because you're still going to get paid, but it sucks because you're like, oh, I don't want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm doing Cincinnati and Cleveland, and I haven't sold a lot of tickets down there. I'm doing okay, but then Seattle, Portland.
Isn't it interesting to see what cities fuck with you when you do a tour?
You learn pretty fast.
Yeah.
You learn super fast when you get those ticket sale counts, and you're like, what's up? Why did no one allows me there? It's really weird. Like Seattle and Portland are next month, I think, and those are both like almost totally sold out, and they've been up for. Look, we're way, and like some cities I just have better reach in for some reason.
Is there some cities? I mean, those are pretty metropolitan and kind of
but
comedy
so is
savvy.
Cleveland. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like Cleveland's a massive city.
I guess, but we're here in LA, so that reach isn't that far. Cleveland
but Nashville, I sold out Nashville. But those were comedy club. I did the comedy club.
I see. Is there any city that fucks with you hard that's kind of surprising?
Atlanta this past weekend was So dope, dude. I did the Buckhead Theater down there.
Uh-huh.
It was like 800 seats or something like that, and it was phenomenal to pack that. Like, it felt so good. And I had done Atlanta over the years, in and out a little bit. Like, I used to do the Improv there when it was there.
I did the Punchline out there one time.
I never did the Punch.
Me
I
and
did.
Byron Bowers were out there.
I did. Then I did this thing called Laughing Skull, which is a smaller club. I think it's only like 100 seats. And then I hadn't been in a couple years, and so I was worried. I was like, damn, I wonder if Atlanta's gonna show up. And man, it was fucking unreal. I loved Atlanta. I seriously could tape a special at that Buckhead Theater. Like, it would be a place because the sound was incredible. The acoustics were beautiful. The look was, the style of it was like, it was a small, tight little stage. Like, it didn't feel overwhelming. It had like all the right things were there. But I'm excited for the rest of the tour. It's just, they keep calling and adding dates, and I keep saying yes. Like, I can't. I don't know how to say no.
In the middle of it or at the end?
Both. Like, we're doing all this thing, and like, I think Bobby and I are gonna do like a Bad Friends tour for our podcast.
Man.
Yeah, but that's also a whole nother thing.
Would it be stand-up or the live podcast?
It's both of us are going to go out and do stand-up and then do a podcast at the end. So it'll be just him and I. It won't be like a feature or opener. It'll just be like we come out.
Well, that's a great way to kind of hit those cities again too, right?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we're going to, we had a couple things come in that I hope we lock up and we do it. It's a lot. Working with Bob is hard anyway too, so it's because our schedules are tough.
Oh yeah, you're both so busy.
And like him going somewhere, then me going somewhere, or he's got to go shoot a thing, so... But anyway, touring is, I don't know, man. It's like half of the time it's amazing, and then half of the time you're like miserable because you're in a hotel again.
Yeah.
Like, I have to get on a plane for the next 8 weeks in a row.
Different because you're at a different level now. Like, there was a time when you're just doing clubs and people are coming out to see comedy, just comedy. They're not even there to see you.
Like, half of them are there to see you and half are there to see comedy. Yeah.
So it's strange. So you like, it's a different experience than if they're all there to see you. Like, that's got to be kind of fun. Like,
oh, dude,
the travel's grueling and all that shit, but the money's better this time around, and your fans are there to like.
That's
see
the best part
you.
Is like meeting like actually people, like a whole room of people that are there just because they want to see you do it. That makes me feel.
And you want to.
It's amazing.
You're more incentivized to like get out there because you want to please your fans and you want them to see you and connect with them.
Yeah, you work a little bit harder than you already are working because you're like, this means a lot to me and to them. Yeah, it's like a duality. But I'm just saying, like, the travel itself is just it's daunting, dude. It gets. I don't think people understand that. You're like, oh, sitting on planes all the time is it's just, you're like plane to plane to hotel to hotel to plane to plane to hotel to hotel to go home, unpack. Enough time to say what's up to a few people, do your thing, do laundry, get right back on a plane again.
And it compounds. Like 1 or 2, that's not that bad. And I think that's how
week after week is tough.
But they don't realize how often you can be on the road.
It sucks. I mean, it's hard. And people are like, oh, don't bitch about it. It's like, okay, man, then I guess we can't bitch about anything.
That shit killed Avicii.
Yeah.
You watched that documentary on Netflix?
He was flying around the world to a degree that was
absurd.
There
is that. But I watched that documentary, and I'm like, they should have called this How We Killed Avicii.
Yeah, it was. The managers.
No shit.
That was so fun.
He's like, my body hurts.
They're like, oh, you're going to let down the fans?
Yeah, and he's in the hospital. He's like, they go, Avicii, you shouldn't leave. He's like, no, it's okay. I have to DJ.
Can you imagine, though? I know this sounds disgusting, but like, when someone's like, hey, but it's like $1 million a show.
That's the
it's
tough
crazy
part
to be like, how do you say no?
Once you pop and you're at that level as a DJ, like, and DJs are the new Guns N' Roses and Aerosmith, and it's one guy getting all that money. So
and there's no
just
production value.
There's no production. You just got to dance in a cubicle, an LED cubicle for a few hours. So
many DJs right now are like, you don't know the production value. It's like,
dude, you know who
I know there is, but it's not the same.
You know who the real star is? Is the light and fog guy in the back, just
just dripping in sweat. Yeah,
they should be sucking his dick.
Yeah, he should be the real hero.
It's like animatronic. It's like Jurassic Park controls the T-Rex,
right?
And they're trying to suck the T-Rex's dick.
You're like, what about the guy that did it?
It should be the roadie with all the keys.
Yeah. Those guys work their ass off.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has to.
He puts on the show.
He just has to show up and put on a great show.
So when you're bringing this to Avicii and you're Avicii and he's like, look, it's $2 million to do Ultra and you're doing an hour set. He could be riddled with bullets. And he's like, yeah. When does it take off?
I'll make it work.
I'll make it work.
Well, because all those things, that's the other problem with when you get famous, like those guys are famous, is like they set up your life to be perfect so you don't, like, I'm still thinking, I book my own hotels. I worry about the details. I have to book my features. I have to fly people and get hotels and do that thing and da-da-da-da and scheduling, da-da-da. Like, I still take on a lot of work. Those guys, it's like the private plane is outside.
Show up.
The cars are outside. The hotels are already booked.
We have someone who's going to shit
for
you.
The meals are in your room. Yes.
We're going to hook up a pipe to your butthole. Avicii, you don't chew, pee, or poop anymore.
But DJ.
You just have to show your sack of bones just has to be in front of this
I
cube.
am DJ. Extract the poop. Extract the poop. Woo, you're just sucking it out of him. Yeah, those guys. So when it's made like that, it's even harder to say no. And like, how, you know, like, it's easier for me to get exhausted because I'm like doing so much of it.
Mm-hmm.
We promote it. Who do you think promotes a tour? Me.
Yeah, there's
Who do
that too.
Like, I learned what that was like. Kreischer sat down with me one time when we were maybe at ATC or something, and he was like, you know, talking about ticket sales, or he was talking about like bringing people on the road, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes, God, promoting is hard. And like, I didn't really know yet. And I was like, well, you know, I try to throw it up on my social and do my thing. And he's like, yeah. He's like, just wait. It gets way harder when you start doing theaters. And it's true. The promoting is remarkably different because people know what a comedy club is. They're used to it. They're almost accustomed to going there. But then you put it in the theater, it's kind of outside this norm.
So it's beyond awareness at this point. It's like,
yeah, it's tough. So sometimes people just don't know you're there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how many times I get a tweet or
oh,
an
dude,
Instagram
all the
that's
time.
like,
Every comic
When
knows.
you coming to Atlanta?
It's
The
like, I
day
was
you
just
leave,
there.
the day you leave the city you perform for, you'll get a DM or
When
a
you coming?
comment. When you coming?
Oh, let me turn around. You know what? Pilot?
Yeah.
Yeah, it becomes a thing where you're like, what could be the medium to do that? Actually, like somebody was telling me, guys like Joe Coy from that generation, like they have so many email lists. Like they've cultivated incredible email lists. I mean, our generation doesn't do that, but foolishly so, because it's that guy sold at the Forum twice. Granted, he's famous, but also he's cultivated a lot of fans over the years.
Yeah, man, I know Joe Coy from way back. He was one of the first headliners to like I could feature for. He had me open for him for a bit, and we would do Irvine and Brea and stuff, and like those were sold out and shit.
Yeah,
this is years ago.
Oh, dude, he's been selling out for a long time, man. But guys like that also knew how to
Oh, he was very good
hold
about
a
getting
fan base.
emails and stuff.
Smart,
and so,
smart.
And
Meanwhile,
emails more
you know,
personal. Like sometimes I'll throw a story up or like an Instagram post, but that's not the same as a fucking email to someone. That
no,
like,
emails
Yo,
more
I'm gonna
personal.
be
Hey, what's up? I'm in your city, and they're like, dope, because they. Yeah, that's the hard. So I've learned that that's the hardest. That's why you see Bert and those guys doing tons of great promotion online, because they know how to like reconnect with an audience via the dance competition when him and Segura did, or like Bert will hire a mariachi band in his backyard, and you're like, it's to get attention, to be like, hey, I'm coming to your city, because there's plenty of people that probably want to see you that don't really care or follow social unless they hear someone go, dude, on Twitter I saw so and so.
You're right.
It's super difficult, and that I'm learning is like.
Yeah, you don't know that.
So
When we first start doing
overwhelming.
stand-up, you just think it's about doing stand-up. But then you reach this other part of it where you have to be like talented, but then you also have to, there's like a hustle element to it too.
Huge.
And
That's a
marketing
huge part.
Yeah, it's almost bigger than this.
Barry Rothbard, we ran into him having coffee, and he goes 10 years ago, wouldn't it be crazy if I told you that in 10 years you'll have to be like a podcaster, a marketing executive,
Guru, yeah.
a salesman. He's like, you'd have to be 15 things before you'd even get to also do stand-up. And I was like, yeah, I wouldn't think that that's true, because back when you first really get into stand-up, you're like, all I need to do is write the best I can and work
put my
as hard as I
head
can
down,
and, like,
get really good
working.
at stand-up, and the
Right.
rest will work itself
That's
out.
not true at all. Yeah. You learn that it's like,
It almost behooves you just to learn algorithms, and you'll be a...
if you were, I mean, dude, Dane Cook, we've talked about it before. Dane Cook was
With
a genius at
MySpace.
MySpace and the internet, and everyone was like, what is he doing that I'm not doing? It's like everything online. He learned how to do everything online. I give him crazy props for that, dude.
Yeah.
Like that's incredible foresight to be like, oh, this is a new medium that no one's really doing right now.
And then throwing his shit up on Napster, too.
Super smart. Yeah. Throw it up. We're still learning how to do that now. We've talked about that, like with your special, to chop it up and put it online. It's like,
Dude, this last
finally
year,
getting the availability
like,
to do
no
it.
one saw it when it came out on CISO, you know, and then
On
exactly. So
No,
people didn't know what the fuck it was.
Yeah.
People that, even if they knew what it was, they didn't know how to get it.
Right, I
and
actually
then
didn't
I
know
think
either.
it's probably region protected too. If you're not getting CISO in, you know, Switzerland or something.
Or Canada even, dude.
Yeah,
You can, they,
even
don't even get,
Canada.
they don't even get Comedy Central in Canada.
Yeah, so there's all these barriers of entry to the piece of art that you've created. So it's in this comedy jail. And then I'd started chopping it up and putting captions on it and running it on Instagram. And then this last year has been pretty good just for my growth on Insta.
Yeah.
But again, they changed the algorithm, and then you're just kind of fucked. Because what was working last year doesn't work anymore.
I know.
Because they don't want to promote for free on Insta.
Well, it's funny because it's your page, but they're learning.
They don't.
that-
Yeah, they want you to pay to reach your own organic audience that you've. It's like mob shit.
Well, that's why they say, like, I somebody told me that on the inside, Twitter has the best return engagement for
What you put out there?
for what you put out there in terms of like promotional materials, because Twitter doesn't really do that. Instagram does it significantly more. Instagram's the mafia, dude. They're Google mafia, you know?
Yeah.
Twitter's still like a Wild West, you know? Like girls can like show their vaginas and stuff on it.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'll
there
get
are no
I'll
rules.
forget. I'll be like, oh shit.
Yeah,
This
sometimes
is,
you
this
gotta
is on
yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah, like on
It's like there's dark Twitter.
On me and Bobby's show, we were just like calling fans, and we called a girl who was like a cam girl. And then of course I brought up her Twitter right away. It's like her butthole is her icon, and you're like, whoa, what's up?
That's her profile.
Yeah, it is. It's her profile picture. It's perfect actually because it's a circular icon for your avatar
it
for a
looks
butthole.
like the default, like the egg.
yeah,
which is
that's
her
what it is
butthole.
now. You should just get a butthole instead of an egg. But yeah, I think the Twitter's still the wild, wild west for me, and it's hard to use for me because Twitter's basically saying give away free jokes. That's what Twitter reads as me.
Well, for me, just some
Write a
jokes
free joke.
like some aren't big enough for a bit on stage, and it's novel enough of an idea where I'm like, let me just throw this up on Twitter instead of it just evaporating in my brain. I'd rather it exist in the world, and part of it too is kind of like swinging. It's like a comedy exercise a little bit, like.
No, it is. It's kind of like
it's
going to the
wiring
gym.
my yeah. It's just like even when I'm working on a tweet or something, the syntax and like working on a bit. So
I just hate that you put something up that's good and it gets nothing, and then you put something up that's like okay and it gets a ton, and you're like, what?
Yeah. That's the internet though. There's no
But that's
rhyme
what bugs
or
me about
reason.
Twitter. That I'm like, well, why am I giving away this free joke that I might think could have some legs?
There have been times where I do a tweet and then it doesn't get a lot of love, but it's the kernel of a bigger bit later on, and that bit smashes
On stage.
Yeah.
So that's beautiful. I've done that before. I've gone back in a Twitter thread and been like, didn't I talk about this on Twitter? And then I've taken that into the bit because I was like, that was too good of a bit to put on Twitter because the joke wasn't funny enough on Twitter because I couldn't give all the other context.
Yes. Like there's stuff coming behind it that you just can't do in a tweet.
Yeah, totally.
There have been times where I'm drafting a tweet and in the middle of it, I'm like, this is too hot for Twitter. I got to save this for the stage.
I can't give them this burn.
Totally. Like this is
Can't give them
album
this
shit.
heat. This
isn't mixtape.
Put it in the studio, baby.
This is the studio.
I thought about you the other day when I was flying from Detroit to Atlanta. Is that where I was going? God, my brain is not working right now.
We're in Tarzana right now, just in case.
We're in Tarzana?
We're in Tarzana, yeah.
Don't tell them where you live. What do you got?
Nah, I've told them. Come on.
Really?
Yeah, they know what's up.
Why do you tell them where you live?
Because I love my fans and I want to get murdered.
Yeah. He lives off of White Oak Avenue.
I mean, oh yeah, that's where I am.
South off of White Oak. Take the exit White Oak on the 101.
I'm right by the Trader Joe's. Come find me. We
Well,
out here.
That's real.
I know.
Okay.
Where do you think I got all these dried mangoes?
Yeah, I was oh, there's just mangoes on the floor.
Can I interest you in some dried mangoes?
I really don't want any more, man.
No,
you keep offering this up.
Yeah, no one. I bought a lot because I thought this would be like a nice thing, and I
It's
would
just
attract
too many.
guests.
They're on the floor. It's
Well, I
strewn
don't
about
have
this whole room.
shelving for all of it, so I put some of it on the floor. But I cleaned it before I put them on the floor.
But still though, it's just obnoxious. Nobody wants to eat mangoes that are on the floor.
But no one
Fahim.
walked on them, so I mean, what's the floor? Or it on a table? They're both on horizontal surfaces.
All right, man, I'll eat one. What's your fat guy food?
My fat guy food?
Yeah.
Just for like snacking and shit?
No, your fat guy food is like your shame food that you're like, I know I'm not supposed to eat it, but I eat it in secret. Or like it's like your indulgence food. Whatever the thing is that you know you're not, it's bad boy stuff. You're
bad boy stuff?
You're like, I shouldn't eat this shit. This is trash, but I really like it.
This is tough. Would it be a meal or just snacks?
Either or, man. Free country.
If it's a meal, probably like a double burger type deal, Sitch.
In and out?
If the line's not crazy long. But I'm Postmating a lot of shit. So it'll be something like that.
Oh, that's pathetic.
What?
You do that? Grow
Why?
up. Get in your car and go get it.
To make it less shameful or more?
No, I just mean in general. Like, come on. Postmates I don't do it anymore. I'm tired. Why am I paying money for? I'll just go get it. Are you sick?
So you're a hunter.
Yeah. You're and you're a homemaker.
Yeah, man.
I just think that if you're sick,
dude,
Postmates is cool.
Look, here's the thing.
Or if you're in a bind.
Why are you half-stepping it? If you're saying you don't want to cook, go all the way. Go full lazy. What is this fucking bullshit? I'll drive to get it.
I'll drive to get it because it makes me feel like at least I'm doing something.
No, feel like you're doing nothing. Go all the way.
But I also have I have anxiety. I can't sit still. So just because I don't want to get the supplies and take the time to cook and to clean, I will still go order ramen and pick it up.
You know what I did the other day? I wanted a nice steak, so I drove to like...
Where'd you go?
I forget.
Say Sizzler, say Sizzler, say Sizzler.
Sizzler?
Okay, good.
Denny's?
Oh! Where did you go to get a steak? Did you go to somewhere really nice?
I was doing my taxes somewhere, and then I Yelped someplace like right after.
You're like, I want a steak.
Yeah. It was like a daytime steak. I wanted like a daytime
Oh, in the
steak.
middle of the day.
Yeah, daytime steak.
No, I like that
And
daytime.
it recommended this like bar place that's kind of also has good food.
What's it called?
I forget, but it has like a tropical feel to it a little bit.
I forget's a cool name for a bar.
Yeah, you would think that they wouldn't run with it, but they did.
Yeah, I forget.
So I go in there. I've done this twice. I think one time I broke up, and then I just had a sad steak, and that was great.
Sad steaks are really good steaks.
I was living in K-Town, and then
that whole place is a sad steak.
yeah, I was there for a long time. But then it's kind of nice to do. You forget that there's these pleasures as being a human, and I guess socially you're not supposed to do them, like have a daytime steak or whatever. But where you go, fuck it, I just want this now. It's okay.
Why are we so
it's
not
okay
supposed to have steak in the day?
If it's a regular thing, it's probably not the healthiest thing in the world. But sometimes it's fun to just like buck the trend of convention and social normities,
Yeah.
and just be like, this is my id. I want this now. It's okay.
Right.
Especially
ice cream
after
for
this
breakfast.
thing or whatever. Like, I want some sliver of happiness in whatever this thing is.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to do a daytime steak because I was by this Taylor Steakhouse in K-Town.
Mm-hmm.
So I just walk there, and it's just me. I'm in this giant booth. You know, they have the brown, like, leather upholstered
yeah.
booth. I'm in this booth that's way too big for
Right.
me.
There was like 8-foot booths. You're like, why
Yes.
do you need this
Yeah,
much
like,
booth?
My bet is Yao Ming eating
Yeah.
here. Just Yao Ming is like, I love this place. So I'm in this giant booth, like Tony Montana or whatever from Scarface.
Yeah.
And they bring out, I get the steak, I get the side of potatoes, I get the broccoli, this wonderful meal. It's just me and this other sad man who's at the bar.
One other sad guy.
And he's talking to the bartender too much. You know, where the bartender is just feigning.
Well, he's probably doing work, get ready for the evening shift. So he's like, yeah, man,
No,
I
it's this
know.
girl. And
Oh.
so obviously it was scratching some itch for the guy who needs this to feel like, I don't know, he's making moves and succeeding. But she's a bartender, so she has to just sort of like yes and.
That sucks.
I know, but that's part of the gig.
She should go. I gotta go grab something in the back.
To get rejected by hired help. Like, it's her job to appease you, and she can't even do
She's
that.
like, I don't.
She's like, I don't have time for this.
You're miserable, sir. You're making me sad.
She goes, you're too sad, and I'm a bartender. I see a lot of
I see a lot of sad guys.
And you take the cake.
In fact, we got you cake, so you could shut
and
up.
it just says you're sad.
You're sad
with
guy.
one candle on
Like,
it.
it's one little candle, but it's a half candle that's already burnt.
So I just had this steak at the steakhouse in the giant booth, and it was lovely.
It was delicious.
I had the AirPods in, and it was delicious. Yeah.
You wear AirPods in public like that?
If I'm at a restaurant by myself, yeah.
Something
not?
about that.
That's
I don't know.
bad?
No, I feel like it's something that I feel like that's like a teenage thing that I can't. I don't wear AirPods unless I'm like at the airport or like on a plane or working out.
I'll
People
walk
wear
around.
them just around.
Dude,
yeah.
I'll wear it at the mall, or if I'm by myself,
Yeah.
who are you hurting?
No, it's not hurting. I just don't know. For some reason, I feel like if I'm in public like that, like I just can't wear them. I don't know. I know my friend Jamie used to wear them all day long.
That's a you thing. You know, it'd be annoying as
I know,
fuck is if
everybody
I
does
have
it.
them in and I'm talking to you. That's annoying.
People do that though. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. People just keep them in, whether they're on or off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get that.
You know, my brother, he has a Galaxy and he has AirPods. And I don't know what to make of this.
Oh.
He's
do they
mixing.
Work? They work with that?
It's like the Montagues and the Capulets.
Yeah. Why are you doing that? That's two
I don't
families that
know.
do
And-
not belong together.
I feel like he's misrepresenting himself when he meets people because people think one thing because they see his head,
Then they get a green text.
but they don't know what is in his pocket.
Shame on your brother. What's your brother's
Yeah.
name?
Fahim Anwar. He lives. Let's dox him.
Yeah, let's talk to him. Wait,
I
what's his name?
I like to dox my family. Tamim.
Tamim?
Yeah.
Does he live in Seattle?
Yeah.
Seattle guy?
Seattle guy.
You're the only one that left.
I left. I got out.
You'll go back.
I will.
You like Seattle too much.
I do.
We bought you
But
a house on Bainbridge.
You did?
Yeah,
When?
just yesterday.
Who?
Me and the guys.
Aw.
Yeah.
Who are the guys?
Dalia, Brent. It was actually it was just
those
Dalia.
two?
Yeah,
I
no,
thought more
think
were on the way, just
yeah.
the way that you said it.
No, I just thought about it. I was like, nobody else likes you that much or could afford it.
Huh.
Lenoci was going to throw in
For what?
for the house, but he sold his Jeep for you.
Whoa.
Yeah. Friends, dude, we bought you a house.
Thanks, man.
It's a half bath, half bed, half bath.
How does that work?
It's just a room, and there's
So
a half.
Is half of me in the bathroom and half of me is in the bedroom?
Correct.
And when I poop, how do I do that? Is half of me in the bedroom and half of me in the...
That's right. Half your body has to be in the bed at all times. Half your body has to be on the toilet at all times.
It's a nice toilet, though?
Beautiful. It's Kohler.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Poop and Sleep.
That's like the brand?
That's the name of the neighborhood. It's called Poop and Sleep. They're all
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 of them are
track
good.
houses. Yeah, they're all the
okay,
same. Yeah.
okay.
Half bed, half bath, Poop and Sleeps. You never seen a Poop and Sleep before?
No.
It's really new. It's hot. It's a hot item.
Huh.
You could see it in kind of one of your local airline magazines. You know, American Airlines has those in-flights.
Yeah. Is
yeah,
that where you found it?
that's where we
You've been,
found it.
like traveling a lot, and that's where you saw
That's
it?
where I saw it, yeah. I was looking for a teeth whitening dentist, and I found that in
The
there,
poop
of
and sleeps?
course. And then I found the poop and sleep was the next page over.
Huh.
And dating.
And dating?
And there's also, we'd set you up on a date because there's a matchmaker in there as well.
With who?
What do you mean with who?
Dating. Am I going to go on a date or?
Oh, yeah, we set you up with a woman, yeah.
Who?
Who is the woman?
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing special. She's a venture capitalist. I think she's...
Dude, that's great.
It's not that impressive, dude. She currently is the CEO, like an interim CEO of a Fortune 500 company. She lives in Manhattan, in Chelsea.
This is all great.
On the
What do you mean?
In the 18th floor,
These are checking like all the boxes.
overlooking the city. It's not that nice, to be honest with you. I mean, she lives in like a, it's like a 4-bed, 4-bath, 2-story penthouse, and I think it's something around like 5,000 square feet. It's just not sure. I don't know. It's not as nice as you think.
So it's like
She's
the nicest
a private
shit in the world that you
chauffeur,
were just
private
saying.
chef, VIP constantly. She has a private jet
Yeah,
that
you're
she
saying
keeps
that this isn't that nice, but
out
you
at
keep on naming
LaGuardia.
things that are like amazing.
I don't think it's as nice as you think it is. I mean, I don't know. She's actually very, big into philanthropy as well. She gives away about $4 or $5 million a year to great charities. But
She's giving that away? What the fuck is she making if she's giving that away?
she's making about $15 to $16 million a year. But I just think she's not. I don't know if she's perfect for you. The guy said she might be good for you. She's very, very pretty, very extremely intelligent.
How tall is she?
She's about 5'8", I think, which is not good. I know that's not a good height. She's
What?
in phenomenal shape. She's an athlete, which I know is not your preference.
What body fat? What are we talking? What percentage?
Less than 2, but she's
What
working on it.
the
We'll get her.
fuck?
We'll get her there.
To
We're
1?
Yeah, we're gonna get her to 1. We need to get her
Is
below
that
1.
healthy?
That's the most healthy you could be. 0 is the best. Anyway, she's just not that ambitious because she only is running about 4 or 5 companies at once. And I just think someone like that, you need someone who's really going out and doing it. You need someone who's really going out and doing it.
I like that you want more from me.
I want the most
she
for you.
Sounds really good. Like
Doesn't sound that good to me.
I've
Sounds like she
dated
could
some
be better.
people, and she's already, running circles around.
She doesn't really run in circles. She actually runs. She runs in ultra marathons. She actually doesn't run in circles. She runs in a path that doesn't really exist. She does these ultra free range marathons where she runs about 50 or 60 miles at a time.
Is she into me, or is she into it? Does she even know? Or?
Look, I don't want to. I don't want to be this guy. She's a little too much into you. She thinks you're perfect, and she won't stop talking about you. But
dude,
I just don't think it's right. We might
why?
cancel the date.
I'm in a poop and sleep in Bainbridge, and she's doing all this shit. Why? And she's into it.
I don't know. Maybe the poop and sleep is the best way to go.
Who else? If not her, then who for me?
There was another girl that I put my vote in for, but the guys didn't like her at all.
What's her story?
She's 4'2". She's got one leg, and she has to be rolled, which is very strange. You have to roll her 'cause she's about 386 pounds. She has to be rolled on
Why
her
does she
side.
do like a wheelchair instead of getting rolled?
Can't fit in one. Her hips are massive. It's insane. Her hips are about 6 feet wide.
She
It's the
like-
weirdest thing you've ever
Is
seen.
she fat or?
She's like a chode. She's like a human chode.
I've heard of chode. but
It's
what's
wider than it is tall. So she's thicker than she is high.
Is it a medical thing, or did she eat her way into that?
It's medical. She was born that way. Yeah.
So it was a tough birth, or was
Tough,
her mom
tough
a
birth.
chode too?
Her mom was also a chode. Yeah. She was it's just like, it's kind of like a Matryoshka doll, like they just a Russian doll, like one pops another one, pops another one, pops another one. Anyway, and I think she's dope.
Why-
I
okay.
like her. I like this candidate much
What
more.
won you
for
over? Why did you think she's so great?
She works as an errand boy, although she's a girl at CVS.
So did she like break through some glass ceiling, being an errand boy as a girl?
Well, part of the glass ceiling that did break on her was why her face has so many cuts on it and scars. She broke through a window. She went head first through a car window in a car accident, and then she flew right through the CVS front window, which is where she ended up getting a job. They felt bad for her.
So she just ended up there, like, and when she was brushing off the glass, they just offered her a job.
They did, and she lives there now in the back where she stocks. She's like a stock boy, errand boy, so she has to go do
gorgeous.
stuff for her. I think it's amazing, and they pay her. I think she's making real pretty good money. She's making $1.50 an hour.
That's it. On
That-
tips?
That's it. What are you, a fancy
What do you
rich guy?
mean?
You're
You
a
just-
stand-up comic.
You just
You're not a billionaire. Who do you
Yeah.
think you are? You're living in a
I'm-
poop and sleep in Bainbridge. What's wrong with this girl making
I
$1.50?
haven't even moved into the Bainbridge poop and sleep. You
Well,
bought
it's
it from me. I
there,
didn't even know it existed
but
until
it's
this
there.
podcast. Okay.
Okay, and
But
I
I
feel
live
like
here now.
all right. Well, when you get there, I just think my candidate is much stronger than the first girl. That's all. I think she's the best. She doesn't exercise.
What's her body fat percentage?
I think she said she's 62, but we're trying to get her
62 what?
62% body fat.
So 62 predominantly fat.
62% body fat. 62% of her body is fat. Just over half, which I don't think is that bad. Once you get it down to 50, it's much easier to deal with. Her heart is the size of an NBA basketball.
Mm-hmm.
She exclusively eats pizza. She actually physically can't eat vegetables or anything else.
Is anything on the pizza or is it just cheese?
Is anything what on the pizza?
Yeah.
It's just it's a meat lovers. She only eats meat
So
lovers.
like all the meat.
Not all the meats. It's probably I think it's prosciutto, salami, ground turkey, ground beef, mortadella, pancetta, ham, and then I think there's also bacon wrapped like chiasu, like pork fat.
Yeah. And that the pizza dough can support all that shit on it.
Well, it's not dough. The dough isn't like regular pizza dough. It's like donut. It's like a donut. It's actually
So it's deep fried.
it's a donut. No, it's a donut. It's a donut.
fucking
It's a
donut.
pizza donut. It's a donut, but it's only from. She has to get it from this place that makes it special for her.
Okay.
She's fun,
So,
and
I
she
mean,
has
meals
sleep
are gonna-
apnea.
Meals are gonna be tough with her.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, I can't eat a lot of that shit, and I don't want. Even if I could, I don't know if I want to eat all that. It's heavy.
Okay, Fahim. Well, love is love. I just think you should meet her. You can go on a date with the first loser, but I just think number 2 sounds like the way to go.
Okay.
Speaking of number 2, we'll be right back after this advertisement from Poop and Sleep.
I think it was a good ad.
That was really good.
I think I like the first girl
Are you sure?
a little bit.
Let the fans vote. Guys, let us know.
Who do you think I should be with? Should I be
You think it's
with
number 1 or number 2?
Chode or the super successful businesswoman?
First of all, they both have names.
Oh, sorry.
That's so
What if
degrading.
I get canceled from
For calling her
from
chode and
Chode?
super successful businesswoman. No, you get canceled for saying super successful businesswoman more than anything else.
Oh, sorry.
Her name is gross. That the super successful businesswoman is.
It's
disgusting.
Grace.
It's disgusting.
What?
It's so lame.
Please.
Her name is Moon.
Yeah, you're right. That negates everything.
Her name is Moon.
All her accomplishments.
I don't want to see her anymore.
You know what's hilarious is like
Mhm.
you could just describe this person you want to set me up with,
Yeah.
and it had all those wonderful attributes, and then you tell me her name is Moon,
You're like, well,
and you're like,
I can't do
"Alright,
it.
fuck this bitch. I can't." yeah. Never mind. Hook
I'm
me up
not-
with Chode.
Give me
Chode.
Chode.
Chode's
Her name is Chode.
no, Chode's name is Melissa. And
Yeah.
You're like,
just a,
fuck
I
yeah.
just want to go on a date with
Yeah.
Melissa. Yeah, she's fine.
She's
Chode.
normal.
Chode is
Moon has if you name your kid Moon, has all
Moon.
this baggage and shit.
People do though. People name
I
their kid
know.
River, Moon. What was the recent one I heard on an airplane? She yelled out to her kid's name was.
It was-
Oh, this is big. This is big. Rock musicians from our era that they've given the last name to the child. Right?
Oh, that's a thing.
Yes.
So it's like I would call him Anwar.
Yeah, but you're not a rock star.
I'm not.
Not even a little bit. You know Rivers Cuomo. You know somebody,
Yeah,
some
yeah,
kid
yeah,
named.
yeah.
I heard there was a kid named Cuomo on. I was in a restaurant or something on an airplane though. I
Oh,
can't,
so just giving fame is I thought you were
Famous-
saying
giving your
rock
kid a
stars
famous-
giving their.
no.
So it'd be like, I'm trying to think.
Maybe naming your kid Cobain. If you name your kid Cobain.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah,
It's very annoying.
but it's extremely now. It makes perfect sense for what's happening now in this TikTok
is
generation.
the next one going to be DJs? Like I named him.
Well, they don't have second names, do they?
Yeah,
Most
that's a good
DJs are
point.
one.
One name. Fuck.
You name your kid Avicii.
Then you're just an asshole.
That wasn't even his name, right? It wasn't name. His name was like something Swedish.
He's like, just his whole life is, I don't want that.
They're like, you're Avicii.
I don't want it.
If you name your kid Avicii, he comes
DJ,
out talking
it's like
Swedish.
DJ Roots.
Yeah.
Your name is Avicii. No.
It's Christopher. No.
You will
It's
play this music festival.
It's
I don't want.
Avicii.
He tried to run away,
They got him.
and they got him with aux cables.
They bring him right back.
They tie him up. It's
They're
like,
tying him up with these XLRs.
if you look at some concert footage, you can see a single tear drop down. When everyone is like going crazy at Coachella, you can just see a single tear.
Hello,
Like,
darkness,
he's
my
like,
old
I
friend.
don't want to be here.
It's looping in his
I
head.
want to see my family.
Yeah, if I have a kid, I'm gonna name him Fahim.
Dude, thanks, man.
Yeah.
I'll name mine Santino.
Would you do that? Santino is actually a really common first name. It's not a common last name, but I see people named Santino all the time. A fan came up to me in Philly.
Dude,
he had a tattoo
Side
on his
note,
leg.
You were walking up to do the pod here. Random guy on the sidewalk stops him. He goes, he recognized him.
Well, he
He's like,
said, "What time is it?" This is
Oh.
a game that people play sometimes.
really? So
Just-
you got inside jokes and shit with your fans.
No. He said he wanted to stop me to.
So it was a bullshit just
hey,
to stop you.
Hey man, do you know what time it is?
Even though he has 1 million watches on his person,
He knows.
in the pocket, on the wrist.
He was selling watches in the park. He had a trench coat filled with
Right.
watches. He knows what time it is. He was just doing that thing so I could stop and take out my phone for a second to look. And I was
Okay.
like, yeah, for sure, because I'm always going to, of course I'm going to give you
Right.
the time.
That'd be if you're an asshole. You go, I know what you're doing, and you
Yeah.
keep walking.
Yeah. And I spit on him.
Nice try. I have COVID-19.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, COVID-19.
I wanna infect your lungs, baby. Ooh, there's no vaccine that can stop me from getting to you. Don't cover your face. COVID-19.
Meanwhile, H1N1 is in the back being
How are
like,
we gonna follow this?
why do these guys get so famous? We
Yeah.
were good.
I
We
was
used to
saying
be awesome.
The flu must be so pissed. Like, why the fuck do I keep on hearing about COVID-19?
He's calling CAA.
Yeah. Look, flu, we love you.
No, not enough because I'm not
enough.
getting any press
I gotta
anymore.
See this fuckface. I'm watching my TV right now. Everyone's talking about COVID-19. Flu. What do you want? You know what I want.
I want to be in the movie with The Rock, and for some reason you just can't get
Look,
it done.
Everyone's talking about COVID-19. There's no vaccine for him. He's a flash in the pan.
This
Once
summer.
the vaccine comes, they're going to be talking about you, flu baby.
The flu baby.
Flu baby. Stick with me.
You think I should give myself to babies? Is that the new thing? Flu.
No,
I gotta go.
that's a bad,
I gotta jump.
that's
I
a
gotta
bad
jump.
move.
I gotta jump.
Don't go to babies. Don't go to babies. That's a bad look. I got to jump. We'll get back to you.
This summer, Dwayne Johnson,
And COVID-19.
Tiffany Haddish.
Wow.
COVID-19.
I feel good.
They've got the virus, but they're. That James Brown in the background is
I
so
think
bad.
SNL did a sketch where they kept on doing like movie trailers and they all had that. Wow.
I feel
it's
good.
either
Yeah.
that one or what I want.
That's so funny. We don't know that song.
It's the Hall & Oates.
Whoa,
You make my
dreams come true.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Yeah, I had a fan come up and he had a tattoo that said Santino on it, and had the
For real?
Yeah, well, because his son is named Santino.
All right.
Sonny isn't. That's Sonny in The Godfather.
Ah, okay.
That his name is Santino Corleone. He got shot.
That makes sense.
Got shot.
Don't ruin it.
Yeah, guys. If you haven't seen, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Godfather, yeah, but Santino's extremely common first name, and in Italy it means Sonny. It's what people
Yeah.
call. I grew up with two guys, and one of them was named Santino.
Whoa.
Yeah, kid, him and his brothers, Sonny and Sam, and Sonny's first name was Santino.
Yeah, it's interesting because you're Andrew Santino, but people they like Santino. Maybe it's just a little different than Andrew's a dime a dozen.
I don't know if I
but
feel
Santino,
like it, but is it though? How many Andrews do you know? I don't know a lot.
I know.
But I don't look like an Andrew, I guess. But technically, I don't look like a Santino either. But it's some reason it's more comfortable.
Yeah.
I know. Sometimes I want to introduce myself as Santino.
Why not? You can do whatever you want. You can be like Cher, man. One word.
You know her real name is Birth.
No.
Birth.
What if you go? You know her real name's Cho.
Chode.
Please welcome
Chode.
I am a slave. I can feel somebody time is there.
Can I tell you something? That song is so good. I love that song.
Okay.
Do you
Here's my.
believe in love after love?
That's actually very good.
Dude, I
That's
love
a
that
very
song.
good share.
I can feel something. I'll sing that in my car. I'll sing the shit out of that in my car.
I have a hot take. I don't know if anyone else has had this take before. Maybe
Yeah.
Vox has done a thing on it, but I've always thought this modern era of hip hop we're in, especially the one that T-Pain took on immediately after, like Cher's Believe and that voice effect, I think is responsible for the pivot that hip hop took with auto-tune.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's probably pretty close to the timeline that it came around.
I think that hit, and then they ran with it. They turned the auto-tune all the way up and made a thing out of it.
Huh.
But Cher popularized it. So it's crazy how much the hip-hop community owes to Cher's Believe.
Yeah, that's true. Most hip hop artists should
Especially-
be thanking Cher.
Yeah, and every Travis Scott song now is like that. Rah! It's lit. Like
Yeah,
it's got that effect on it.
People lose it for that guy. I can't say one bad thing about him because everyone will kill you over it.
Yeah,
Like,
but I just noticed it has that vocoder effect in there for everything.
well, but it's weird. It's like fried. I don't like it. It's like too much. It's like no.
Well, once you have a sound, I guess it's really hard as an artist to have a sound, and then once it hits, you fucking hammer that thing.
Well, that'd be
until
like
there's
it'd
no
be
money
like you
left.
changing what your rhythm is on stage and going to like something totally different. It would be hard because
Yeah.
people like what you do, and
Totally.
you're probably
And you're
good
known
at
for
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
if they're
yeah.
good at the thing, they know that. T-Pain knew he was good at that thing. Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa. He knew he was good at it because it's not. Have you ever done it? Auto-tune's not that easy. It's weird.
Yeah.
Your pitch has to be right in auto-tune for it to
something.
make it good. It's like just because you can sing a little bit, it's like you have to sing within the auto-tune's parameters to make it work the right way. It was really weird. I've tried it a few times, and I was like, oh, this is a lot harder than I thought. Yeah, because I put on an album this summer. I put on an album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's unfortunate. I had an R&B group called COVID-19, and we were gonna drop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were gonna drop, but then this came out, and I feel like it'll be like a whole Corona beard type situation. People are so dumb. They're not going to know the difference between the disease and my R&B group.
Wow.
So
I'm sorry, bud.
and our album was called Still Killin'. And that's just like unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's called Still Killin' the Elderly and the Weakened Immune System.
Oh my God, that's very
It's
specific.
very specific.
Why
but
would you do
how
that?
would we know that this thing's going to roll around and be called the same thing?
The second album we called Still Killing Babies.
Mm-hmm.
Newborn.
No, it's called No Vaccine.
No vaccine. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck, no vaccine. COVID-19. Good luck, no vaccine with COVID-19. Rappers are going to take that for sure. There's no doubt that that's going to be on a rap song soon.
I think so.
Be like, I make a girl cough like she got COVID-19. We smoke her weed.
Yeah. Once it's part of the rap community.
Yeah, when it's in the social lexicon, it becomes a part. Because sometimes rappers rap about stuff that I can't believe they're rapping about it.
Like
that I'm like,
what?
wow, that's what I heard. I heard in a song. What is it? Roddy Ricch? Is that Roddy Rich's song? Yeah,
I'm
it's
so
Roddy Ricch,
out of
right?
it, man. I don't know.
Wait, you don't like that song? Oh, do you?
I just
you know
listen,
the
I
song.
listen to like more underground dance stuff, so I'm out of the loop when it comes to modern
What is
hip
it?
hop. and stuff.
EDM? You listen to EDM or house?
EDM is such a large umbrella,
I like.
and I don't because you think Avicii, you think these tentpole like chain smokers. It's not that. This is more like sub-genre disco housey.
I like that stuff.
Yeah, but no one would know these people's
Do you like
names.
Fortet?
I've heard the name Fortet. Yeah.
Let me see what songs I have. I always like doing this to go through my. I listen to Deep Tempo and wait,
Like-
Deep House and Down Tempo.
Deep House is a Chicago thing.
Yeah, I like house music.
Yeah.
There's a channel on Sirius called Chill 35, and it's probably one of my favorites, honestly. But I like here. This is like Jungi Jungi Tycho. You know Tycho.
Oh, yeah,
Tycho's
yeah.
good. Fortet, DJ Snake, Plastic Toy.
Oh yeah, I like DJ Snake.
The Heavy. Do you know the Heavy?
I
Cosmo
forget the name.
Sheldrake. Do you know Cosmo
No.
Sheldrake? Look at almost Grammatic and Adam Steer. Caravan Palace. Do you know them?
Mm-mm.
Dude, I've got some really good stuff. Odyssey's good.
Oh, I've heard them. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm really going for it, dude. I'm really going for it, dude.
Yeah, but the popular stuff, I have no idea.
See, I don't really care about the popular shit. I like to listen to something, and then what I'll do is I'll go into their radio or their similar artists, and I'll keep streaming through the shuffle play and letting the algorithm be like, this is similar or this has some sort of similarity.
Yeah.
And I'm down.
Yeah.
Some people are like against it. I'm like, why? It's
No,
giving
I
me
love
new
it,
music
dude.
you've never heard of
Dude,
before.
I live for just new music.
Yeah, me too. As
And-
people
and
are always like, how do
finding
you
it.
find
I
it? I'm
love
like,
finding-
you just have to keep hunting. You keep hunting and hunting and
Totally.
see who they did a track with. Look up their name. Look up someone who produced it. Look up their name. Look like when you keep hunting to find. It's sexy as shit to keep finding how far the branches go out. That you're
Totally.
like, someone's like, how do you know this guy? It's like, dude, I heard this guy because he made an album with so and so, and they produced this album with this girl I used to like that used to do. That's my favorite when I
Yeah.
find something so off the beaten path, and then I find their song from 2016 and I love it, and no one's listened to it, and I'm like,
It's the best.
yeah, they didn't know it.
I think most people just get force-fed whatever top 40 is, but I think there's no greater pleasure than finding a song on your own.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
or when
then-
someone's in
then
your
no
car
one's
and they go,
telling
"What
you-
is this?"
Yes, no one's telling you to like this song. You're telling yourself you like this song.
Sure, but there are songs that I like that they told me to like that I do.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
Sometimes it lines up.
Hey man, when Justin Bieber's "Yummy" came out, I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was annoying because it's good. It's got that thing that I like.
Sure. Look,
you know?
I grew up on Michael Jackson. He was all over the airwaves. I'm not going to deny that I love it.
Hey, that's a little different.
Why?
Because he was extremely
thing.
special.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about like, like people that lived in New York still loved Michael Jordan.
I guess, like if Kanye comes out with a track or Jay-Z, there's just like
I'm gonna love it.
heavy hit. Yeah.
I'm gonna love it.
They get grandfathered in.
And Kanye is a grandfather.
Is he?
His kids all had kids. All of them.
Whoa.
Yeah. Even the youngest one just had a baby.
Seems early.
Not really.
Okay.
For someone like you, who's focused more on their career than their personal life, but for people like me and Kanye,
Motherfucker. Shoot this podcast. So I try to kick you off, but I just get tangled in it.
No!
And then I go, help me.
have,
Help me get out of this.
I'm like, all right, man, I'm taking off. You're like, take it easy.
And I die.
I like that these chords are white,
Yeah, man.
They're
Because you got to
usually-
separate yourself from the rest of the podcast pack.
and this is it.
And this is it. I go, how do I differ?
How do
White
I
chords.
defer?
How do I defer?
How do I defer?
That's differing than differ.
Uh-huh. And these are rented mics.
These are rented mics. I can't afford real
Gotta
mics.
give these back.
This is from the library. This is from the Tarzana library.
Hi, Fahim. Yeah,
We're
it's
expecting our
too low.
microphones
That's what
back.
I- You've had them now for far too long. We need the microphones back.
I realized I was doing that joke without the microphone.
But what?
Down here. How stupid.
Like no one
How
can
much
hear the
easier would it have
bit.
been if I went like this for the bit? But
True. I
That's
want to
okay.
watch the bit back, and then we can't hear your voice at all when you're doing this.
yeah, it's just gonna go silent. These are from IKEA.
Yeah, man, they have
Oh,
everything
wow.
there.
They really do.
Yep.
Get a. I got a Skuggenflurgen, a Blorglorgen, and 2 white XLR cables.
They just keep it called that. They
White
call
XLR.
everything.
Everything else is Swedish except for
you
white
didn't want to
XLR
take a stab
cables.
at it? Nah,
It is what it is, and we know people need them.
Did we talk about how we met on your podcast or no?
I think. I don't remember. It was so long ago.
Yeah. I've probably known you the longest.
I've known you the longest in stand up more than anybody. I'm trying to let me see. I think we did talk about it. December 20th, 2018. That's when we did that.
What, the pod?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That long ago?
December 20th, 2018.
Huh.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem that long ago.
Well, it was.
All right.
Well, proof's in the pudding, pal.
I guess so.
It's actually not that long. It's a month. I mean, a year and a couple months. That's
Yeah,
not
I
that
gue-
much.
I
A year and
guess
3
so.
months.
Yeah.
Relatively. But yeah, I started the pod just over a year ago. Crazy. We met in Long Beach.
Wait, was it Long Beach or Westwood?
Well, we met in Westwood.
yes.
But I lived in Long Beach.
I was living in Long Beach too?
You were.
Huh.
When we met, you were.
We never kicked it in Long Beach though, right?
No, only when we got to LA.
Yeah.
I wasn't in Long Beach for long.
Okay.
I was only there for 2.5 months, 3 months maybe.
Yeah.
Living on a lazy boy. And then we got an apartment. Then I got an apartment for like the shortest amount of time.
Yeah, I was working at Boeing, so I was living in Long Beach, even though you were for a short stint. And then I would always drive up, because, when you're starting out doing stand-up, there's not a lot of shows that we can do.
No, there was 2. I mean, there was there was a bar down there. God, Jason Collins, I think, used to help put it
fuck.
on.
Did it have that bar?
Yes,
that bar
yes,
in front of
yes.
the stage?
Why can't I think of the name of it?
Harvey's?
Harvell's?
Oh, no,
Wait.
that's the one now.
Damn.
Man, I forget what it's called. But yeah,
no, I can't think of it. But anyway, yeah,
there's
that's
that show, and
you
then
go to
Westwood Brew Co.
Yeah.
What is it now?
Is it still there?
I think it's something else now.
I have to look because I was like, I wonder what that is.
So it was a college bar.
Right on the middle
by
of
UCLA.
campus by UCLA.
Yeah. And they would have shows 2 times a week or something.
Twice a week. Yeah.
Twice a week. And it's almost like the Comedy Store where the show would just run forever.
Forever.
There would be a sweet spot where the show's great, and then it would drop off, and it's just like
Okay, I think it is now if I'm not wrong, a boiling crab seafood place.
nice. What if the show's never changed? No one ever told the show.
Westwood. Let's see if maybe it's if that's not. But yeah, it was upstairs, and I got to tell you,
There's this tiny room upstairs.
but it was so nice.
Yeah, it's kind of sometimes there are these things that happen in comedy where they didn't make the space for comedy, but it just works out. Like the dimensions of it, the ceilings are low.
Yeah, it's a boiling crab now.
Uh,
Damn, boo, guys, boo. I think this seems like it is because it's not located on the map anymore. But yeah, it was a tiny little room that was really wonderful, actually.
and then were you doing stand up there too? 'Cause
yeah,
did you perform that night?
no,
You didn't? You
No.
just went to hang?
I think I was there just to hang.
But you had been performing there like weeks prior and stuff.
Oh yeah, I've been going there all the time. It's a boiling crab. How sad.
Huh.
Boiling crab seafood. I had been going, but I don't remember specifically
I remember
that night.
Theo there. Like we
Theo
didn't
was
know each
there.
other
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
But we were just we became friends later. But I would see him pop in, and I think he was kind of fresh off of Road Rules fame a
Yes.
little bit, so he was getting a lot of spots around town.
Yeah,
And then part of me, I mean, I've never confessed this to him, but it's like, when you're a comic and people are getting spots just off of this other thing, and you've been doing stand-up for a long time.
you're jealous.
A little bit.
Yeah, of
because especially LA is such a, I don't know how New York is, but it's such a credit-driven town.
New York's was never like that from what I knew.
Mm-hmm. Whereas if you were like on The Bachelor or something, or if you have this other thing, you can kind of use it for stage time.
You can parlay it into
stage
like
time.
stage time. Yeah, it
yeah,
sucks.
yeah, yeah. So he would just like kind of cut to the front of the line, or there's no line, but like he would get like some nice spots
Totally.
just off of that.
Who
And I
else
love
was
Theo.
there?
Like we're all friends now. We're on the text chain and everything.
You hate Theo,
How dare you? Turn the mic on.
say it.
No, it's great.
But yeah, and then it was a lot of people a lot more people that dropped out from our generation.
Mm-hmm.
Like I used
But
to
I would
go,
see Whitney come through. And
Yeah, Whitney used to
like,
come
do
there.
sets. Dalia would do sets. Just
everyone used to
everyone,
go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a place to go.
Uh huh.
And
Because we weren't anybody at the time.
Well,
like,
nothing mattered.
Yeah.
It was a great place to go work out bullshit. Most of the room was comics or people that stumbled up there drunk.
Especially later on in the night.
Oh, it was nothing
like
but
the real
comics.
audience is filtered out because it's so late in the night, and then
Did
it's just
Brian
comics waiting to
Swinehart
get
have
on.
a show there?
Yeah, I think so. Swinehart had
Yeah,
one.
a few guys had shows up there.
Yeah, Hassan would go there too. We'd always
Yes,
be hanging out.
yeah, that was back, and that's probably where I met Asif too. He was probably around back in that.
Yeah, all of us were there, just hanging on those steps until it's time to go on in that little attic.
That
you
little
know?
tiny weird attic.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they couldn't purpose it for any part of a business. Like it was
And then
nothing
they had,
that would
yeah,
go
then they
up
had
there.
the karaoke right over
Right,
because it wasn't big enough for karaoke, but it was good enough for whatever this was.
hanging out on those steps was like a super fun thing to do.
Yeah.
I was always scared if I had a beer or two there leaving Westwood because it's so many cops.
Oh yeah.
Like I never cared about having a beer or two and then driving, but like having one beer there, you're leaving like nothing but police, campus cops, Westwood police. Like they were all over that place. I was like, they're just begging to pull over some dude thinking I'm a
Especially with
college
that
kid.
college, it's just prime picking. If
Yeah,
you're
it was
the
stupid.
police.
Every time I left, I always thought about that. I was like, this is an easy place for me to get a ticket. So sometimes I would just head north and take Sunset all the way, which took forever. But I would do that just to get away from the school as fast as I could, to not like cut through the neighborhood.
Right.
I just go up, go past the W or whatever.
But yeah, so I did some show there, and then you said what's up afterwards.
Yeah,
And you liked my set, even though I hated it,
yeah.
You know what's weird? Even you doing stand up now, you'll have shows where you don't really care for, and people will come up to you afterwards and be like, "Dude, that was great," or "I love you,"
You're like, you're wrong.
because you have a version of the show in your head, or like a certain bar that you want to hit,
Trust me.
and then it's a different bar than whatever is in the audience's head.
It happened this weekend in Philly.
And you're
Yeah,
like,
it
"What
happened. I
show?"
was like, I didn't really love the show. And they said they liked it. People were like, really, it was nice. I was just like, the reception was incredible, but I was like, it just didn't hit for me. Sometimes it just doesn't hit the way that they,
Yes.
the way that they, and dude, it's probably because they like you and they want to hear you say your shit, and it's still funny. It's just you don't feel the rhythm as well
I
sometimes.
think we have such a catalog of prior shows that we've done, and we know what it can get and what
Yeah.
we want it to get. And maybe this moment in time, it didn't. Like they don't know that,
Right.
They don't know what you're comparing it next
Well,
to,
it's the same
so they
way,
just know it for what it is in this moment,
right.
and it's no less valuable for them or
That's
enjoyable.
because we don't know how to live in the moment.
I guess.
Comics have a hard time living.
Yeah.
We have to do. I have stuff going on. I have stuff to do. This whole podcast, I've been thinking about what else I have to do today. This afternoon.
No, it is just a million other podcasts.
It's just running through. Everything's running through your head.
Yeah.
Because we have stuff to do and things to do and stuff to finish and a show to plan and da.
Yeah.
And so literally, when you're on stage, sometimes
You're like, what
the
else I gotta
rhythm is
do?
different.
Yeah.
Like the rhythm is like you're like, I didn't like this the way I told this joke and so did different than it did here.
Totally.
And is my rhythm set up incorrectly? So then you get into this deep dive in your mental space of like the Rolodex of jokes and the way you tell them, and I rearrange. I do that a lot. I like to rearrange jokes a lot. And like people be like, I never seen you really tell the same set twice. It's like it may be some of the same jokes, but I like to keep rearranging.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
I've
helps
noticed that
me.
about you
It,
too.
Like, really helps me. It helps me enjoy it more.
I could see that.
Because if I do the same joke,
Because
the
you're
same
always in
way,
the moment,
it hurts
and
me a little bit.
every set feels fresh, and because it's different, it's new, and I think keeps you on your toes as well.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing the same chunk over and over, it can become rote.
Oh my god, dude! And they don't. It's so funny. Even though they've never heard the joke, the way that you tell it gives them the idea that like even you are bored of it.
Yes.
And they know right
There's
away.
something about being able to sell something, or you being excited about what you're talking about. So you could have a great set,
Yeah.
but if I do it for so long and I'm bored of it, even though these are great bits, there's just something inherent about like the audience can sniff it.
Oh, they know.
And if it's not fun for you anymore, it's not fun for them.
it creeps me out. How much they know.
It's
They know.
crazy.
They can feel it in their bones that they're like, he didn't really like it. And you're like, I loved it. And they're like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't like that last joke. There's like they can tell that you're mailing it in a little bit, even if it's mentally and not physically. Even if you're like still performing it the same, they can feel your brain.
It's
brain waves.
weird how perceptive audiences can be in
And
that,
yet at the
in
same
that
time,
regard.
how not perceptive they can be. That's the
Yes,
irony.
yes, yes,
Where sometimes
yes.
you're like, how did you not know that? I was just kidding,
Yeah.
joking around.
Yeah, but I mean, I did the set, and then you liked it. It was just one of those things where it was kind of refreshing as an artist, where you're like, oh, fuck, why am I doing this? Blah, 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 this sucked. But you're
Yeah.
like, no, man, and you were really genuine.
But it makes you just keep working hard. That's all it does. It make you
And
like,
another comic
harder.
like it means a lot more. Because I feel like we're more discerning then. Like when an average person goes, dude, you killed it.
Yeah.
You're like, okay. Yeah,
Thanks.
it's flattering,
Yeah.
but it's like, what's your frame of reference? Guy with an office job.
Yeah.
Like,
For
it's
him,
very,
he crushed.
yes. But when a comic, even one you respect or whatever, says like, that was great, that's different, because the amount of comedy that we see and are exposed to It's almost like when a waitress says, you ever do like a club or somewhere and the wait staff is like, we loved it, or it was great because they see so much fucking comedy.
They see too much comedy.
They see so much.
Well, they black it out.
So
at
for
some point.
them to like say that, that's a lot too.
Yeah,
Just-
no, it is.
So whenever the compliment comes from someone who sees like a lot of comedy just because of their field,
It means a lot.
it means way more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Do you always wear black socks?
Yeah, I used to wear white.
Boo.
Why?
I only wear black.
Dude, it's a game changer. Ollie Baluch, my buddy, my producer, he's not here tonight, but he turned me on to black socks too.
Yeah, black socks are great. I
It
think
goes with everything.
yeah, white. Whenever
I
see
can't
white
believe
socks,
I was
get sad.
doing white for so long. I could dress this up. I could dress it down.
You can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah,
You don't. You can take them off.
I could.
Leave them on.
I'll leave them on. You want to promote dates?
Yeah, sure. When does this come out? When are we dropping this?
No, I have no idea.
really
man.
funny.
Maybe like 2 weeks.
All right. Well, I don't know what I'm doing in 2 weeks.
You don't know your tour?
And it's on my phone. Okay, here. Let me actually. I really. I honestly like. I could tell you depending on when this comes out. I'm next week, March 20th and 21. I'm at Mohegan Sun. I'm out at the casino. They're doing a run of shows.
Where's Mohegan Sun?
Connecticut.
Ah,
Yeah, Uncasville. It's like by Hartford and all that stuff, Providence. And then the last week in March. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, yeah, the last weekend in March, 27 and 28. I'm at Cincinnati, Bogarts, and Cleveland. Cincinnati, 27. Cleveland, Ohio, 28th. Come out and see me, and then I'm back up in April. That's when I go. The 10th. I'm sorry. The 9th I go to Sacramento. 10th I go to Portland, and the 11th I'm in your home, Seattle, Wawa.
are you doing the Aladdin Theater?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, just because of the Aladdin stuff we talked about earlier.
Right, naturally.
Yeah. No. Neptune Theater. Sorry.
Ah, wait. where's
Aladdin
the
Theater's
Aladdin?
in Portland.
Ah, I
that one I'm
fucked
doing
up.
there. In Seattle, I'm doing the Neptune Theater.
Yeah, Neptune is in the U District, so it's a nice little theater there.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, I know literally nothing about it. They literally
Yeah, it's
send
by
me the.
it's by UW. So.
Oh, it is?
Uh-huh.
UW peeps, come on out. Come see me at the Neptune Theater.
Mm-hmm.
Or unless you're in Portland, then go to the
Aladdin.
Aladdin Theater.
Yes.
I'm gonna ride in on a carpet. Do you think that's gonna be racist? Or
No,
no?
if you do brown face, it should be fine. But just like make sure your skin
I'm
is
not doing brown
according-
face. I'm doing brown body.
But face
Head
is
to
fine.
toe. I'm doing all my body's gonna be brown, but my
What's-
face is gonna be white.
What's the logic there?
Brown body versus because that brown face is racist. It's mocking. It's like, oh, I'm brown, but
Yeah.
if I do brown body, it could be just tan.
Are you gonna wear clothes over the brown body?
Mm-hmm.
How will people know? What's the point then?
I think it's just for me.
Do you think it could be a reveal at the very end where he's tearaways and then
Well, I'm going to take
he's
off
been
gloves.
brown
I'm
body
wearing
the whole
gloves,
time?
and I take off my gloves, and they can see my brown hands.
And they'll just assume the rest.
Just one little wink. Yeah.
What about penis?
Huh?
Penis.
That's got to stay white. I can't really change the size of that thing. I'm sorry.
But I don't think the paint would really affect the size.
Yes, it does. I had a buddy of mine in college who used to paint his penis black. It grew.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What happened when he washed it off?
Went back.
Interesting.
But he couldn't keep the paint on there. Kind of like makeup, it clogs your pores. You don't want to get like acne on your dick. It's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, come out and see me.
Come out, see.
Come and
Andrew
see me.
Santino on
And
tour.
Come see me and
And then
Fahim.
here in
We're at the
LA, you're
store.
at the Comedy Store a lot. We're
Almost
always there.
if it's the middle of the weekend I'm gone, but if it's the middle of the week, I'm usually at the store. I'll be there. I won't be there this week because I go to Chicago, but I'm there almost every week.
Yeah.
Me and this guy usually are hanging
It's
out.
the best place on earth right now.
God, it's heaven on earth. Can we plug your dates?
What do I got? Oh, I'll be at the Laughs Comedy Club, I think April 17th.
Come to Laughs Comedy Club April 17th, and
for that
Laughs,
weekend
of
or
course,
whatever.
is
and
in Boston.
Seattle.
Oh, because I was Laugh Boston. I thought.
No.
Seattle has a new club.
Seattle. Yeah. Yeah. You know, it used to be
The
in
Parlor.
Kirkland. Parlor went out. Parlor's not there anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't like that place.
He didn't like the rectangular room. That was also an ultra
They were all
lounge.
such very nice people, but man, I had a tough time in that room because I first of all, it was hard
It's
to
kind of
find.
a weird. You had to walk past billiard tables and
It's
then
the
like
fourth floor of a
like
bar.
an ultra lounge. Also the mall. It was like there's like a Lucky Strike.
That's right.
as
I'm
well.
sorry. Fourth floor of the mall, and then you had to get to the comedy club. You had to go through a nightclub, like a
Yes,
hangout.
Yes. You had to go through all these other things that are trying to take you away from the comedy club.
It's like Vegas.
Yeah, you're like, this could be cooler. This could be
Yeah.
cooler.
That's why Vegas is so hard for me. People are like, when are you coming to Vegas? I'm like, I don't
Dude,
know.
Yeah.
Vegas is tough.
I don't love like Vegas is. I always call it a cruise ship on land.
It is. Yeah.
There's no identity. There's no.
It doesn't know what it is.
You're playing to like 10 different social groups.
Yeah. Who have nothing. Who probably don't even
Nothing
like comedy.
in common. There's like nothing in common with this crowd.
Yeah.
That's why the stereotype of Vegas comedy is bland as fuck.
Yeah.
Because these are tourists from all over the nation. You're playing like America.
Yeah, and I feel like my buddy lived there for a job for a while. I always feel like people that live there, they either got stuck there or they were born there.
It's
like,
a Frankenstein
I feel like you
of an
lost a lot of
audience.
money and you just like stayed there.
Totally.
You're like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I can't go back to Omaha. My wife will kill me. I'm
So
buying
I mean,
a condo.
the money's okay, but I don't like artistically. I don't love.
It's a tough
playing-
place to play. I would love to play off the strip if I could. I think next time I'd love to play off the strip because I played Kimmel's
to play for like
Kimmel's
locals.
Club.
Yeah, I
it
played
was just-
Kimmel's.
it was
Like
just
Kimmel's,
hard.
like they're great people. They treat you nice, but you just can't get around that it's off the strip, and it's a certain demo of people who are. It's just there's no cohesiveness. Like
No, it's
Philly
hard.
feels like Philly. Seattle feels like Seattle.
Seattle's a wonderful city, man. I
Vegas
really
is
like
like,
Seattle.
what are you? I don't know what you are. You don't know what you are. Therefore, I don't know what you are.
Vegas is whatever you need it to be. That's the problem. It's almost like it's like Cheesecake Factory when they're like, "What do you want to eat? We have literally everything." You're like, "I don't know. Tell me. Just give me
Yeah.
some limitations a little bit."
That's a good. Yeah. That's
Vegas
a
is
good
way
point.
too freeing. And by the way, there's a Cheesecake Factory in Vegas,
Nice.
and they only have one thing on the menu. The irony is staggering.
really?
Cheesecake. That's all they got.
Really?
No, of course not. They're like, we save those big menus for everywhere else.
Yeah.
Anyway, come out and
Cool.
see us live.
Come
'Cause me
out.
and Fahim.
And then your podcast, Whiskey Ginger, and also Bad Friends
Yes,
with
I have
Bobby
two
Lee.
podcasts. Listen to Whiskey Ginger. That's me and guests. Fahim was on it. It was incredible. And then
Yes,
I do
thank you.
one where it's just me and Bobby Lee called Bad Friends. That
Yeah,
comes
that's
out
doing
on
so well.
Mondays.
How many episodes deep are you? 3?
4 today.
4?
Today was our 4th one.
Yeah.
Doing pretty good. We
Yeah,
first
cracked
couple
the
weeks
charts
were
and
on the
everything.
charts. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really nice. It was really good.
Well, thank you for doing this podcast,
Thank you,
man.
dude.
I really
Glad I
appreciate
did
it.
And
I'll see you at the
do you
store.
Venmo me or how do you pay me for this?
I'll give you. We'll do it like I'll cut the tape and then.
Okay.
Do you like cash or
Good
do you
stuff.
like check?
Cash is always preferred. Yeah,
Cash
I
is
don't want
good?
someone to know I was here.
And you want U.S. currency?
Please.
Okay.
Actually, British pounds would be great. If you could British
that may take a while to turn around, but
pounds. That's fine.
or I can give you cash today.
I'll
can
take
give you
British pounds.
Okay, we'll wait.
I
Then.
want what I want.